And now, Giants Sports Talk Live. Here are your hosts, Eric and Glenn.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Giants Sports Talk Live here with Eric and Glenn. Here we are, high noon. We're in the middle of the MLB Trade Deadline and some news that just came across as we went live. Jeff Passan is reporting Alex Cobb is going to be going to the Cleveland Guardians. We'll get more into that here shortly. Glenn, we got a special guest getting ready to join us, correct?
That's right. Coming up in, about 2 minutes' time? 2 minutes' time, we've got a guy who's in our green room, and we're excited to have him on the show. Tommy Durjevic. He's covering the New York Mets, the New York Yankees. This guy covers the New York Rangers over in the East Coast. He covers the Knicks. He's covered the Nets in years gone by. This guy is no stranger to East Coast sports. I'm looking at the Cobb information. I'm in shock, actually. So Tommy D, we'll be going to Tom in just a minute. He's going to have some news on that big Al Leiter's son. The reigniting of the pinstripes. He's going to go to New York. Tommy's got that. But first, as you mentioned, Cleveland, I did not see. Eric, did you see Cobb being dealt?
Nope. I did not see Cobb being dealt. So what does this mean? Maybe they're going to hold. I don't know. We're going to get more into this, but there it is, straight from Jeff Passan. Before we even get to that, let's make sure. Hey, you know what? This is a damn alert right here, man.
A Giants Sports Talk Live Trade Deadline alert. A Giants Sports Talk Live Trade Deadline alert.
It's that big. It's that big. It's the bells and whistles.
It is.
Guardians finalizing the deal for they get Alex Cobb. No word yet, Eric, on what we're going to get back?
Nothing yet. Not yet. Well, I'm sure that will come down here shortly, but that's the breaking news right when we went live. So how about that?
All right. Why don't we head over? We've got him hanging on the line right now. We're going to go live to Toronto, talk to Dave Patrician later on in the show. Jays, do they even have a pitching staff? They dealt Pearson. They've gotten rid of Kikuchi and some weekend pitching deals. But New York this morning, they make a trade.
And now, another special guest appearance on Giants Sports Talk Live.
All right.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
How's it going, Tom?
All right. Honored to speak with you guys, especially on the trade deadline. It's a crazy day. So much going on. How you guys doing?
Doing great.
Yeah, glad you could take time. I know you're busy. It's a busy day in New York. It's always a busy day over in New York, Tom.
Well, it always is. I mean, first of all, you have the Yankees with the pressure from Mr. Steinbrenner. God rest his soul. Can't believe it's been 14 years. But now to his kids, are they going to step up? So there's always that Steinbrenner pressure. And then you combine that cross town with Steve Cohen, the billionaire hedge fund trader who lives in Connecticut but is a lifelong Mets fan. You know he could back up a literal Brinks truck to any team, anywhere, anytime. So the Steinbrenners, okay, they do well, but they're not Steve Cohen money, okay? He's like 10, 13, whatever $billion. The total valuation of the Yankees is maybe 6-7 billion total, including the stadium. So there's a lot of pressure there back and forth, and fans are demanding action. So the Yankees have taken action. They got Jazz Chisholm, who Gleyber Torres is called, quote, our weapon, okay? Now, also what you guys just referenced to Al Leiter's son, that's a big trade from the Cubs to the Yankees. That could be big. ESPN is rating that trade as a B+. Now, you got deals that sometimes you make at the deadline and other times you don't make. But what I'm excited about is Garrett Cole just came back from injury and Giancarlo Stanton is coming back from injury. So it's sometimes what you add at the deadline. So with people coming back from injury. But I'll tell you what, the excitement here in New York is palpable, okay? Yeah. Because you have this pressure. Look, 50 days ago, the Mets were totally out of it. I mean, it was literally fire everybody, but they went on this crazy tear. They're the best team in the majors since June 3rd. I mean, it's like a ridiculous 31-14, including the All-Star break. It's just out of my mind. So What are they going to do? There's been talk of different trades, a few things here or there, but I'm excited to see what's going to happen. What do you think, guys?
Take it away.
Certainly, Eric and I aren't the guys to talk about Yankees talk. We are monitoring things. If you're just joining us on the show today, Tom Durjevich covers the Mets and the New York Yankees. We're double dipping on his talents today here in the Bay Area. Cobb will not be suiting up for the Giants. Eric, you want to give the details on that once again? What we've got just moments ago?
Moments ago, as we were going live, Jeff Passan reports that the San Francisco Giants are trading Alex Cobb to the Cleveland Guardians. Haven't seen any details yet about what the Giants are getting back in return, but that's another move. You got, last night you had Jorge Soler and Luke Jackson going to Atlanta for a couple of minor leaguers, and now the news has just broke that Alex Cobb is heading to Cleveland. Matter of fact, he just came back from Cleveland, right?
That's right. There was also money that was saved. Eric, when you do your taxes, you do your taxes. You like to save a little money. You go for groceries down at the Costco. You like to save a little money. Giants saved some money last night. So let's go back to New York. Tommy's standing by. I want to talk about the juicy one. A guy I would have loved to seen patrolling the spacious center field at Oracle Park, Jazz Chisholm. Any buzz about his arrival, Tom?
Oh, my God. Huge buzz. Everybody's excited about him. Gleyber Torres is excited about him. Quote, he's our secret weapon, end quote. Aaron Boone is excited about him. The whole team is going crazy over this young buck. And look, the Yankees had to give up not one, not two, but 3 prospects to get him. That's just a lot. And it's not like, Derek Jeter's around making sweetheart deals to help the Yankees. There's a whole new group in there. So this guy is legit, can help us down the stretch. We started great. Slowed down. I mean, the Orioles unfortunately have been on a tear, but I think Jazz is going to help us down the stretch. Hopefully, Al Leiter's son will also help us as well. It's just a great time to be in New York baseball because look, we just had the Subway Series and the Yankees did not do well. They got the bigger payroll, but the Mets outperformed them. So that's big, not only for bragging rights, but it's also big for, hey, are you going to make the playoffs? And we've seen over the years wildcard teams come in at the end and make a run to the World Series. It's been done before, and I think the Mets can pull it off. They got enough talent and they got enough money to make it go.
Do you think, speaking to the Mets, do you think the Mets are going to be making a move? Because you really haven't heard anything about the Mets. What are you hearing? If the Mets do make a move, where are they going to make a move? I'm guessing pitching.
Well, what they're looking at is, they got Jesse Winker, the outfielder. And the Nationals got, right-handed pitcher Tyler Stewart. So I don't know what the Mets are doing. And look, we don't have much time left. So the pressure's on Steve Cohen. And it's all over the radio. I mean, WFAN's done like a huge special on this. And they're pounding the table. Mets have to do deals. Yankees have to do deals. And I'm honored to be with you guys because to tell you about the energy in New York, not only in the city itself, but all across the fan base, which is across the country and around the world for both teams, but especially the Yankees.
Boomer and Gio must be just going nuts, as you said, about that's the one thing, Eric, that I'm kind of envious about. Well, we've got our departing Oakland A's, and we cover the Giants predominantly here on Giants Sports Talk Live, but to have 2 financially elite clubs in one market, Tom, must be a great baseball city.
It really is. And first of all, I prefer the Giants over the A's, but my heart really goes out to the A's fans because, listen, they're a great fan base, but they've been just screwed over. But that's a whole nother show. I don't want to take away from the trade deadline, but it is great because you have 2 teams with the means to go after top talent, and that's so key. So I'm excited.
Eric? And what's fascinating, here in the first couple of months of the season, the Mets, going back to the Mets, they were damn near, basement dwellers. They weren't doing anything. All of a sudden, man, it started going. They're clicking and they're playing some really good ball. So it's going to be interesting to see if they're going to go after. You know how it is when you're talking playoff baseball. It's about pitching. So it makes me wonder if they're going to, because it looks like Senga is now out for the rest of the year. So I'm guessing they're going to have to go out there and probably get a somewhat top, 1, 2, maybe 3 pitcher.
Not only that, but Tom, I want you to allude on that very topic, but also if you can start with, you mentioned earlier in your visit today, but the Mets, what was it, a month ago, you thought, oh, God, my God, they're going to be one of the worst teams in baseball. Where did this turn around? Where did this epic rise to a wild card chase? Where did this begin?
Well, see, that's the mystery of it, is they're 31-14 since June 3rd. Best record in the majors, okay?
Out of nowhere.
And they out of literally nowhere, you're absolutely right. You got Sterling Marte injured. You got the revolving door of Tyron Taylor, Jeff McNeil, and DJ Stewart. And it's like, come on, man. So it just, to sweep the Yankees, now, yes, the Yankees have had their own health problems, with Giancarlo being out and Garrett Cole just coming. But I mean, I don't know how the Mets do it. I don't. I'm sorry. I wish I could give you an expert answer, but it just started to click. They just started to get key wins at key times. So, look, in baseball, that's why baseball you never bet on, because it's only good as the starting day's pitcher. And if you get a few bounces of the balls, look, that can change everything. We saw it in '86 against the Red Sox. The ball that went between Bill Buckner's legs. It's literally that kind of thing. And once you get momentum, people get excited. Hey, it changes the game.
Yeah, and what about those deals? What do you think the changes are going to be? The remaining changes, like Eric was alluding to there in his question.
I don't see. That's the thing. I don't know, because the Mets have been so secretive. You have fans clamoring, "Hey, we got a chance. We can make a run. We can make a run." And you got the billionaire owner, Daddy Warbucks. But are they going to step up? I don't know. Are other teams asking too much? Do the Mets have enough in their farm system?
Yes.
It's true.
And that's something that I've been saying a lot. And that's one thing that I've faulted the Giants on occasionally is you have to hit on the draft, not just for your future, for your club, but you need that capital. You need that capital. So when it comes trade deadline, that is what you use to buy the talent when it counts.
Exactly, Eric. And that's where the Jazz Chisholm deal went through. They had 3 good enough prospects to offer to the Marlins to get him. That says a lot. And the Yankees at different times, remember, over the past 30 plus years, they've had ups and downs with the farm system. But you look at the dynasty years, 96 through 2000. That started after Mr. Steinbrenner was suspended and Gene Michael, God rest his soul, was able to rebuild the team from scratch. Okay, they got Jeter, they got Bernie Williams, they got Mariano Rivera, Jorge Posada. You build that, and now we can see 30 plus years later, that's key. And then the Yankees went with a little lull. They did get some free agents like CeCe Sabathia and whatnot. Got the 2009. A-Rod helped in that run. So there's just so many things. But over the last few years, they've retooled the farm system, and now they have these pieces to offer to the other teams. Hey, Marlins might not be where they want to be, but these young kids are going to help them down the road. And they know in the competitive National League East and the National League overall, you have to have that to make a run.
Absolutely.
Well, it's going to be a busy 3 hours for us. Eric and I are going to be covering, we are a Giants first station. Before we let him go, Tom, first of all, very glad to have you from New York, where I'm sure it is a beehive of activity, especially on a trade day. Must be crazy over there to be covering 2 clubs, not one, on a daily basis. So thank you. You said that, who knows where you're going to. Do you have a personal angle? Like, I want the Mets to sign A or the Yankees B. What do you want to see in the final 2 hours, 45 minutes this afternoon?
I really don't have, there's not a particular player I have in mind. The most important thing for the Yankees and Mets is to fill the certain holes that they have. I think the Yankees have done most of that. You could always do more, always trying to do deals. Brian Cashman is well regarded around the league. He's been around a long time. So he could call in favors from different GMs. The Mets don't have that luxury, but they have the money. Are they gonna spend it? And are other teams gonna take it? We'll see. They can buy out contracts. That's key. If I'm just excited. That's the mystery. That's the mystery.
Eric, anything else, Eric?
Man, well, first off, before you get out of here,
A Giants Sports Talk live trade deadline alert.
What do we got?
not a big one. The Giants say they have traded reliever Mike Baumann. They just had picked him up, last week, to the Angels for old friend cash considerations. That's coming from Alex Pavlovich.
All right, from NBC Sports Bay Area. Alex, another busy guy here on the West Coast, Tom. I'll tell you what, Tom is so lucky. I'm envious. I used to be back in the hockey circles. Tom has got the Rangers, the Knicks, the Nets, the Yankees, the Mets. Is there an off day anywhere on the calendar for you, Tom?
No, there isn't. There really isn't.
And it must be a whole lot of fun.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
It absolutely is.
Tom,
But,
thanks so much for dropping by.
Anytime, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank you,
I'll have
Tom.
you on again real soon as a special guest, maybe in one of our evening shows. We're on 365 days a year, every night for 3 hours. We're going to have you on a show coming up real soon.
I'm looking forward. Thanks,
All
Glenn.
right.
Thanks, Eric. Have a great day.
You bet, Tom. Have a
Thanks,
good one.
buddy.
There was Tom live
Another
from New York.
spectacular guest who joins us. We had Dave Patrician last night in Toronto.
Yep,
We got
yep.
Tom, who has just signed out. He is live in New York covering the Yankees and the Mets today. Later on, Dave has promised that he'd come on. We did have a guy in Seattle where they have been busy, the Mariners, but lo and behold, old Mr. COVID got a hold of him.
Ouch.
My connection in San Diego, Mr. COVID has gotten him, so they are both under the weather, and that put the nix on that. So we're going to have Dave drop by later on from Toronto. The Blue Jays have traded, about 5-6 pitchers? I think Tom or Dave doesn't think that they'll have any pitchers left by the weekend or after the trade deadline. So let's see what happens. It's going to be a fun 2 hours and 40 minutes. And again, thanks,
Absolutely.
Tom Durjevich, for joining us live from New York City. The
All
chat
right.
is filling up. Boy,
Yes,
oh
let me
boy.
acknowledge the chat. I see all the regulars in there. I see Benji, Rob, and Cryptic. Will be our moderator. Fossey has joined us. Adi is in there. Tonkin Schmidt is in there. Good old Robert. Good to see you, Robert. D-Shot, and of course, Lethal. Appreciate you guys joining us on this afternoon. It's as Glenn said, we're only about just over 15 minutes into our show. And we got about 2 hours and 45 minutes left in a trade deadline. Things are happening. Cobb, just a little recap here. Alex Cobb has been traded to the Cleveland Guardians. We still haven't heard what exactly he's been traded for. But, it's kind of interesting here, Glenn.
Yes,
There's definitely a script being followed here, because yesterday was Soler and Luke Jackson. Today has been Alex Cobb and then Mike Baumann, but I was a nobody. But Farhan signed Cobb to a $10 million deal, right? Has he ever pitched a game yet this year? No. He signed Jorge Soler to a 3-year deal. The curse of the Farhan 3-year deal. Listen to this, right? His first 3-year deal was to Tommy La Stella. He didn't last the 3 years. His second 3-year deal was to Mitch Haniger. That didn't last.
Oh, my heavens.
Right?
We know how that ended up.
Now, how did Alex Wood? I don't think it was an actual 3-year deal. I think there was an extension in there. He didn't last. Jorge Soler can't even last. As a matter of fact, he lasted just a little bit longer than Haniger in his first year with the Giants. So it's kind of interesting that there's a lot of these guys that Farhan went out and signed, but they didn't last for the San Francisco Giants.
That's right.
Are we seeing some writing on the wall here, Glenn? Is there going to be some changes in the offseason? Maybe ownership and that. Like what
now? It looks like Farhan is erasing a lot of past mistakes.
Yes, and Bay Area Music Lens brings up a good point. He says, "Is it possible that owner Johnson is monitoring Farhan's move with Posey and Baker, and Farhan is slated for a September flushing?" There could be something to that. To be honest with you, Bay Area, that's a great comment, because that may be happening. Maybe they're just trying to say, you know what, Farhan, you didn't get it done. We're going to get rid of the contracts that you bogged us down with, because it's not working. Try to save as much money as you can. And maybe we're going to start anew. Maybe the Giants are going to start anew. And
I'm-
all we could do is hope, because I don't think Farhan is good for this organization. I know there may be some other people there that may disagree, but I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Look what has happened with the San Francisco Giants under the reign of Farhan. Maybe this is something.
I am keeping an eye close on. You probably hear in the background, I'm getting text like crazy here from all.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep an eye on this as we're doing the show.
We have guys in various cities, and we reached out to many of them this morning, and they're going to try. Perhaps it depends on how late we go, Eric. We're going to go post deadline to talk about some of the big deals, especially, of course, our beloved San Francisco Giants. That is what it's all about. But on a day like today, we're talking so many key names, key teams, key runs that are coming up, and so many of these guys said, I just can't pull it off between 6 p.m. Eastern. I'm working one phone and another phone. And
hey, if you got to go and work the phones, just let me know. I could take it if you got to talk to anybody. But what does this mean? And let me get to the chat here. What does this mean for Blake Snell? Are they holding on to Blake Snell?
I'd say they're keeping Snell at this point.
I think they're keeping Snell.
If they get rid of Snell today, then this is a complete and utter dump. I wouldn't be surprised if Snell was to go, the dominoes would fall. Then you would see guys like Conforto go, Yaz go, Wilmer Flores could be DFA. There will be a complete
flushing
across the board flush of this entire mess.
Interesting.
It really is a mess. You know, Dave talked about Toronto being a mess last night, but, there's so many guys that I am sure in the chat, people who are in for the first time today, people who don't even follow the Giants, they might take a peek from afar. They'll say, you know what, there's a need for that. There's a need for that in San Francisco. I think the days of having, resting your run on a championship on the shoulders of Yastrzemski are gone, Eric. There's some dead wood here.
There is.
Conforto. You and I talked off air last night after our debut show, Giants SportsTalk Live, about Conforto. He was injured, came back from the hamstring.
Yep.
He hasn't been the same.
Really hasn't. He had a couple of moments. He's had a couple of moments, but overall, it's been pretty disappointing. Will I change the scenery, help him at a trade? Because the Giants aren't going to sign him after this year. He's going to walk after this year. So, I mean, it'd be best if you could try to get somebody. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, if they were able to get rid of Luke Jackson, then again, he was tied in with Soler. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think,
well, Eric, Soler, Jackson, and Flores. They're like the three amigos. When they travel, they're on a road trip. You see them come out in Philadelphia. Those three guys hung around together.
Yeah,
so
they did.
The odd man out right now is my buddy Flores. He's like, my best friend's out of here. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I saw a chat.
A Giant Sports Talk Live Trade Deadline update.
Take it away, Eric.
All right, guys. Hey, this happened earlier today, maybe about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago. Baltimore Orioles traded for left-handed reliever Trevor Rogers. They got Norby. Norby's supposed to be a decent prospect. Again, why didn't the Giants trade a Tyler Rogers, whatever they have, but even Doval? I mean, why can't you go out there and trade those guys and you work with Baltimore was out there for the taking to get some of their young prospects that could possibly do something for the future. So I don't understand why the Giants couldn't have done something there, but I mean, it is what it is. I'm not gonna be too hard because we did get rid of Soler, we did get rid of Jackson, we have gotten rid of Cobb. So I mean, the Giants are trending in the right direction. But
I just had a message. Just had a message come in from Tom, New York again. He said he'll gladly come on later on if there's a major New York deal, especially he said not only the Giants, but any of the West Coast clubs, obviously linked to the Giants. We got Padres will make deals, LA. So he goes, if the Yankees or Mets or probably any East Coast team, the Mets are close to Philly, Boston, etc. So Tom has his finger on the pulse of what's going on in the East Coast.
Right on.
He said he'll jump on board later on, tell us what's going on in the East, if it affects the National League West.
That's awesome. I don't think, today is, we're only just beginning because I think there hasn't, Jazz Chisholm was a pretty decent move to Rosarena. That move was fantastic for Seattle.
Tony is in the chat, and Tony brings up a great take. You said, why aren't they going with guys, going to the dance with teams like Baltimore? Great prospects. Probably and arguably the best trade deadline minor league system for you to go in there and just, pluck who you want.
Yes.
Well, Tony says takes two to tango. Who knows? Knowing Farhan, he's he's going to wait to the last minute. He's holding the puppet strings and saying, here's what I want. And I want this. Maybe some of these teams are shying away, as they have in the past, from dealing with Farhan.
You know what, though? I'm gonna go a little bit different direction here because they are trading.
Why doesn't that surprise me? Do you ever agree with me, Eric?
Hey, it is what it is, man.
You never agree. We agree to disagree. Take it away. Give me your 2 cents worth, Eric.
I hear what you're saying, but do you think Farhan is behind this, or do you think there's people behind the scenes that are making these decisions? Maybe Farhan is out of the loop. I don't know. This is all speculation, guys.
Didn't ownership say earlier? Was it coming out of spring training? Yes, Giant fans, we like to win. We want to break even. Maybe this is also financial.
Yeah.
Maybe they're going young because they can save themselves.
Well, I mean, honestly, they're making the right decision, though, because if they're taking an honest look at what the club is doing and they realize, hey, you know what, maybe we're not exactly where we need to be, so let's just go ahead and sell. Make up, even, if it looks like we're not going to be able to make that run, maybe they're going to say, let's cut our losses off. Let's get some, if we can, get some talent, maybe clear off the books, get the Soler and the Luke Jackson. That was a money dump. That wasn't necessarily getting back someone good. I think for the simple fact, I think Cobb may be the same thing. I mean, are you really going to get much back from Cobb? The guy hasn't pitched one inning in a major league game yet. So I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. More will come out, I'm sure. Maybe.
Hit like and subscribe. We're not going to beg you for that. We're here to talk about Giants today. Exactly. But if you want to like and subscribe, we're going to be at 500 subscribers. And we're going to be doing the giveaway. We've got the Bonds jersey. How about a little Barry Bonds jersey in your collection?
That would be awesome.
I'm sure somebody will love that. We got tickets, a couple of tickets to a Giants game up and coming. And Will B says, that's it. Just dump it all. Great take from Will. He's like,
just dump it.
Dump it all. Who cares? We're going to be monitoring the chat because what you say is important to us. Eric, you're keeping an eye on that. We've got so many great contributors who are on those sidelines here with their chats, and be interesting to see what the chat has to say about some of the moves that the Giants are taking, like Cryptic Trader.
Absolutely. I like what he's saying there. Maybe there's a shift already. I was wondering about that. After the
Rob C. You see Rob C's echoing what I said. Ownership may have told Farhan
get rid of the money. Could have. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't think he's making these moves based on, I think he's being told maybe what to do.
Yeah, but I don't even think it's about money. I think it is about getting rid of the old dead wood that shouldn't have been here in the front. Cobb. Why was Cobb lingering around that? I would have told you in this. I think I did tell you in the spring. Cobb's not going to pitch here. Cobb's done. Cobb's done. I am surprised anybody traded for Cobb in the first place. Now, he may go on and throw the next 2 seasons, be a 20-game winner. There's no way. I can't get him out of here. Yeah, Soler, good luck in Atlanta. Boy, what have you done for us lately?
Not much. Like I said,
you and I have said all along we want to see the young players. Eric, that's all I want to see. I want to see the young players. Live and die with the young players. Let's see them grow, sprout.
And then, yes, and look, and you also got to supplement them with some good veterans because that's how you win.
But there's got to be a hell of a lot better good veterans out there, affordable veterans than Soler.
If you have that teamwork of veterans and young guys, man, you're going to be doing something. And real quick, to go back to what you're talking about with the 500 subs. Look, these giveaways are not meant to bribe or to try to bring people into our chat. That's not what we're doing. What we're doing is we want to reward those who want to be part of Giants Sports Talk Live. And we're going to show that that support that you've given us by giving away stuff. That's all we're doing. We're not saying, hey, we want the sub so bad we're going to give away stuff. That's not what we're doing. All we're doing is saying, hey, thank you for the support. Here you go.
If anybody feels that way, let us know.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll keep the jersey myself. Don't matter to me.
Oh man,
T-Shot's in the house. He's got a great take as well.
Oh yes, he does. Look at that. See, he's plugged in here. Check this out.
And now D-Shot with another Giant Sports Talk live commentary.
He says if they don't trade Snell, it'll be a huge mistake. It could be. Well, look, but I'm gonna preface this, D-Shot. What was that? Hold on one second.
I think there's a difference, Eric, between. I think there's a difference between kind of cutting bait on a lot of these guys and totally destroying this thing. I mean,
yes,
with the moves and getting rid of Cobb, and there had been enough, and we got rid of some bullpen. When you got Snell, I tell you, I don't know what side of the fence. I honestly don't. What side of the fence is Farhan and the Giants front office today, with a few hours left? What side is he going or staying? Who knows? If he stays, you know what? I can live with it. But you've got to keep him on board for the next, at least another season, because he can walk. He can walk.
He can walk. Okay. Let's think about this.
If you dump him, get the prospects. That's a double-sided sword for me.
It is, and the thing is they really have to have conversations with Blake Snell and say, okay, what do you really want to do?
What are we doing here?
Because think about it. If he comes back next year, he's still getting paid. He's getting $30 million, right? Is that what it was? I think it's $30 million. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's right around $30 million that Blake Snell will get tomorrow if he decides to stick with the Giants, or next year if he decides to stick with the Giants. Additionally, if you want to trade him, a team is going to want the Giants to pick up some of that tab, right? If you want to get a prospect that's worth a damn, the Giants are going to have to pay down on some of that money. So that begs the question: with the guys that they've already gotten rid of, have they made up enough of that money so they could pay down some of that salary for Snell, which in turn could get you a really good prospect? Look, if the Giants say, "Yeah, you want Snell, but you got to pay," the Giants aren't getting much back from another team. It's not going to happen. No way. You know what? We're going to give up a top prospect and we got to pay $20 million? No way. Another club is not going to do that. There's no way. I know there's been talk about extensions. Why would he extend now? Why would he extend now? Because he loses his leverage when it comes to the offseason. He can do whatever he wants in the offseason. And usually you don't see extensions happen during a trade. Look, that's the stuff you see in the offseason. You don't see that during a trade deadline. You normally don't. Can you do it? Sure, you can. But you take away leverage from that pitcher at that time because you think the Giants are going to spend the amount of money that Snell is going to want. Remember, look how long he held out in the last offseason.
Addy was back in the house today. Our old pal Addy was here last night for the debut program. Is Wisenhunt ready?
I don't know.
Is Farhan going to put a lot of, let's just go, not only youth on the field, the on-field product, but what about our pitching staff? Boy, he's already shown that he's not afraid to throw some of these young players right in there.
True. And one thing I don't want to see the Giants do, I don't want to see them trade any of the young guys. There's no point of doing that right now. You're not, because if you're selling right now you're a seller. So if you're selling, what's the point of going to get a rental? That would be dumb. Unless you're going to be getting a player that has control. Okay, I get it. But I don't see that happening here in this trade deadline. In the offseason, who knows? Yeah,
but we've made some interesting deals already. It was great last night. We were on live. We were just going to talk, and we were going to talk to, and it ended up our only guest last night was Dave in Toronto because we got all wrapped up in the Giants deals that came boom, boom, back to back on our show. Where are we, Eric? With 2.5 hours, a little less than 2.5 hours left to the deadline. To make a trade.
Yep.
Are the Giants buying or selling?
They're selling. They're not buying. They're selling 100%.
Look at the guys he's getting rid of.
He's getting rid of contracts. He's getting rid of contracts.
But I could see him making a deal. You don't think he would deal just something Eric, my spidey senses are tingling, and I think that you could see him make a deal.
Oh boy, hold on,
with,
real
with
quick.
a team like the New York Mets, maybe.
Hold on, I'm seeing it. Andrew Garcia says fans would love to see these young guys grow together. It's great winning with your own homegrown play. I absolutely agree, Andrew. If you got your own guys out there taking the field for your home team, that is. I mean, we witnessed it.
Tommy
during the World Series.
Tommy D just sent me a message 15 seconds ago. Thomas, who was on the show earlier, if you're just joining us, it's trade deadline day. We're talking Giants, their moves, good, bad, indifferent. See what Farhan does, buyer, seller. Tommy D was our first guest right off the top of the show. He covers the New York Mets, covers the New York Yankees, and as well hockey, football, all that jazz. But for today, and all intent and purposes, it's baseball. He says, word on the East Coast is Cohen, management of the Mets, and New York may be interested in Snell.
Lethal just posted that too. Oh boy.
Our guys are on top of it.
Listen to this. Oh my God. What did Tom call Steve Cohen? What did Tom call Steve Cohen?
Well, a guy who owns a Brinks truck.
Daddy Warbucks, right? That's what he called him, right? Daddy Warbucks. Look, if you're going to make a deal, that is the guy you probably could make a deal for.
You don't think they give up the polar
They're not
bear?
going to give up Alonso. Nope, it's not going to be
Not
Alonso.
if they're getting Snell.
If they're getting Snell, they're going to give up prospects.
Right.
So
This is one of the things I alluded to with Tom earlier, Eric.
Yes.
We've got the A's who have been shuffling their feet like the road runner for many years. So there's not that, Bay Bridge style fight for fanship and money. But in New York, the Mets don't like to be outdone. The Yankees, and that brings a competitive balance to the market where you've got to provide the fans with what they want.
Yes.
You want to grow. It's going to be, oh boy.
Listen to this. Okay,
Eric, 12:30. It's 12:38, and we are just getting going. What do you got for me, Eric?
Adi, I need you to do some work here. All right.
He's on the payroll.
Take a look at the Mets prospects. I just want to see what they have out there and who possibly the Giants could get back in return if they do trade Snell. Or do they just absorb all the money and just, again, it's a salary, because that's what the Giants are doing right now. It's a salary dump. Maybe they just want to get rid of the salary and trade them to.
I don't think so, Eric. Here's where I'll correct you for a change.
Go for it.
You got too many teams out there right now. Aside from the Mets, I dread saying trade in your own division. That is not me. I hate that. But if you had an LA Dodger team, New York Yankees, you had the front runners who say, we're in it to win it. And they're offering you a lot of prospects, a lot of good young talent, something you can build on for Snell. That's the direction you go. You don't dump the salary for the sake of dumping the salary. You're going to get
No, I get it. I 100% get that. But it's who is out there that could be able to do that. Steve Cohen doesn't care about money, man. He doesn't. And can you think of if the damn New York Mets get Blake Snell again, they could be some front runners in the National League. They could be some front. Who else? It could be a Mets and Dodgers NLCS. It possibly could be. That would be something.
Easy.
And think about it. Who does Snell have great success against? The Los Angeles Dodgers. If the Mets go to the playoffs and they get to the NLCS, who do you think they may face? The LA Dodgers. And they're setting themselves up. I mean, that would be a perfect a team to work with if you want to get rid of Snell. I thought Baltimore again, but take a look to see what they have as far as their prospects, and you could maybe get an idea of what's going on.
All
Bay Area
right,
Music Lens.
Later on, Bay Area Music Lens says, I missed Glenn's bio. It's not about Glenn today. We're here to talk about, we'll do that in we're going to be on for 3 hours again tonight. Boy, this is like a 7-hour day for us. So you can join us tonight. Addy has come through. Eric, you put him on the payroll. Let's check in, see what he's got on the Mets prospect list.
Gotcha. Before we get on there, Bay Area Music Lens says, thanks for giving us alternative to London Papa. They are on the air just vomiting a whole lot of nothing, blah, blah, boring as hell. Hey,
Eric, are you Lund or am I? Maybe I'm Papa. I'm the old guy. You can be Lund. How about that? Let's check in on Addy.
Addy, thank you. Says Mets top 6 prospects are projected to be either this year or next year. Number 5 is a pitcher, and the other 5 are middle infielders that can also play first, and also a bunch of utility type guys. D-Shot comes back, says Jet Williams, Drew Gilbert, Ronnie Marciano.
And some of them might be ready to go in a year or two, right?
Who's on IL? Okay. So
somebody texted me this morning. Somebody texted me this morning asking about the guy seems all forgotten in this. Now that Luciano could, bounce between Soler's DH spot and second base, where does Estrada play in today?
He's on the IL, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter right now.
What about our first base? I think we still, Eric, if we don't trade today for a first baseman, I would be let down. We need,
you know what?
We're going in a direction without a first baseman.
Yeah, you know what? And I like Wade. The guy gets on base. He hits for average, but you gotta have that
He's not doing anything. What's he providing? No one scored, no RBIs. He can't hit for power. What do you got? Correct. Got 3 or 4 and no stolen, like 3 or 4 stolen bases. Correct. The guy is an average or below average player who can get a little hot, a little streaky, and look like he's a world beater. And he's not bringing anything. You're not going to win a championship with him in the lineup. No way.
Right. Like I said, he's got a great eye.
Nice addition off somebody's bench, Eric.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point because he'll give you a good at bat. There's no doubt about it. 100%.
Late night Lamont.
Yeah, late night. Exactly. But yeah, I would love to see a upgrade at first base. 100%.
That's right.
I think Fitzgerald. Where do you get it? Because you got to play that kid. And the guy he plays again, he's kind of similar to the Angels player. I'm not going to even try to say his damn name again. Luis. We'll call him Luis.
Renfingo.
Rafingo, something like that.
The man who plays 9 positions. Well, no. What did we have him last night? 7 positions, no pitching and no catching.
And that's similar to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald could do the same thing.
I don't think they trade him, but Pilar could go.
Pilar is going to go somewhere. Pilar will go somewhere.
I think he is the best available off the bench player available right now with his hitting, his power, his speed. He can still run like Superman out there with a cape in center field.
Let's see what we got here. I see nothing, no deal, but I'm going to look up good old John Heyman. He's got some updates.
And while you do that, I'm working the phone again. I got another text here.
It's audio, so I'm not. It looks like let me get this real quick. The Royals looks like they've gotten a reliever. Let's see where we're at here. There we are. Here, let's take a gander at this, guys. It's not Giants related, but it is baseball related. And today it's all about baseball.
A Giants Sports Talk live trade deadline update.
All right, from Jeff Passan, the Kansas City Royals are finalizing a deal to acquire right-handed reliever Lucas Erceg. Is that how you say it? Erceg from the Oakland A's. Sources tell you again. So it looks like Kansas City Royals have upgraded their bullpen. That's another team that's going to be making a fun run. They're kind of a small market team, but let's see if they make some other moves. It should be interesting. I don't know what their outfield situation looks like, but they're a team that maybe could go get Pilar, because I don't think he's going to be all that expensive. But that's the newest from Jeff Passan there.
Sent you a message, Eric, about a future trade or something that may be going down right now, but you can review that later.
Yeah, gotcha.
What do we got from Maddie? Estrada should play into waivers or trade for cash consideration. So, Addy making his opinion felt. Just get him out of here. Not you, Addy.
Yep.
Estrada. Let's see. What else have we got on here on the list of our chat? Chat is important to us. If you want to get your take on the air, just post something real juicy up there, and we'll review it. We read all of the messages. A lot of them are getting to our show for examination.
I am keeping an eye on.
If you want to like and sub our show, you get a chance to win great prizes. A couple of tickets to an upcoming Giants game. We got a Barry Bonds jersey. We've got a Logan Webb jersey. We're going to give that away. We got some autographed bats. We got all kinds of goodies that are coming up. So good afternoon to you.
Yes. What is up, AB? Thanks for joining, man. Much appreciated. But yeah, let's see what happens, man. This is going to be quite interesting. And we're going to have to keep an eye on that whole New York Giants connection for Blake Snell. We'll see if that grows into anything. Maybe, maybe not. One thing
Eric,
that
we got. You know what, Eric? I hate to interrupt you. We got before they pop off my screen here. So I'm watching off on our. We got what the people at home see and what we see as the the official moderators. It's our show. We get to see all kinds of bells, whistles, notes.
Oh yeah.
I'm seeing some of the handles that are very familiar to you and I, right? Addy, D-Shot is back in the house. Gotta love this one. Fire Farhan now, formerly known as Jake. I love that one.
That's great.
Fire
I love
Farhan
it.
now, formerly known as Jake. Jake
Here
from
we go.
State Farm.
A Giants Sports Talk live trade deadline update.
Another one from Jeff Passan. The Texas Rangers are finalizing a deal to acquire left-handed reliever Andrew Chafin from the Detroit Tigers.
Not surprised at that at all.
Another
Chafin,
bullpen arm is on the move.
Yeah, Chafin.
Look at that.
I'm not surprised at that.
Texas is buying. Texas is not selling.
Yeah.
We'll see what is in store for the Texas Rangers. I know they got some pitchers coming back. I think isn't DeGrom going to get ready to come back soon, if I'm not mistaken? Something like that.
Well, I think now that Chafin is on the go, not that Detroit's anything to worry about in this postseason run, but Jason Foley's been getting a lot of the closer
Foley.
opportunity,
Yeah.
late game positioning for Detroit. There's another team. You think we've got it bad? What is it like to be a Detroit fan? What's it like to be a
or
Detroit
even
fan?
Chicago White Sox too? That's horrible, man.
And I don't understand when you talk about trade deadline days. How much talk have you heard about pitching? Luis Robert. There's so many players. The White Sox fans around the league want to see the White Sox continually get somebody good, but then just get rid of them.
Yeah,
kind of the Oakland A's syndrome, if you ask me. But
John Heyman is reporting Paul DeYoung. Paul DeYoung is on the way to the Royals.
My head's going to explode. I can't keep up with this, Eric.
I know, man. I'm telling you.
You got all things going here. People are texting. I'm going to have to shut the phone off. Now I know what these guys like Passan and Baggerly feel like. My phone is going, and we're not at that elite level, Eric. I can't keep. I'm just going to say, sorry, I couldn't get back to you till Friday. Sorry.
And here,
Lethal says that Encarnacion, I beg your pardon.
Encarnacion.
In second play first. I said last night, immediately after the trades, said, there's your power. He can reply. Everybody immediately went to Luciano. I think Encarnacion is going to get a shot.
I think he's going to get a shot.
First base, DH.
That means Wilmer Flores will be probably on the way out for that, I would think. Hate to say it. I know. Here we go. I'm not gonna play the sounder for this. We'll just bring this up. Alex Pavlovich is giving us some information about the Alex Cobb. Says Alex Cobb deal is official. Giants will get left-handed pitcher Jacob Bresnahan, and a player to be named later. Bresnahan is a 19-year-old lefty in A-ball. There was no cash in the deal. Ooh.
I'll tell you one thing, Eric.
It's not a cash dump. I'll
tell you one thing, Eric, that the folks have talked about. They've said we have no farm system. It's certainly being built up in the last 36 hours, has it not?
Yeah, I the Soler one, I don't know. I think
a lot of these young players, like, what is Bresnahan? If he's only playing A-ball, and
he's only 19 though. He's only 19.
Who it is. Is he good in a couple of years? Does he make the team? Does then he play in the minor at AAA and become trade bait? This is an important day. Dave said that, teams can be built in the off season. I think today is a very important day, Eric.
Yeah, it is 100%. Again, trade deadlines, you got to remember, trade deadlines isn't meant to totally revamp your organization. That is left for the offseason. What you want to do at the trade deadline is you want to make those deals. If you're in it, you want to make deals to get those players that are going to help you with that final push in the last 2 months and getting into the playoffs. And that
Addy, I'm not saying that we have built a world-class minor league system. I'm just saying we're getting ducks on the pond now and things that we can build for the future in our youth movement. Addy says, I wouldn't say built up yet, Glenn. I would see it as quantity over quality at this point. So I agree with Addy, but I'm just saying that, the more young pieces you have to put the puzzle together, why not? And you're killing two birds with one stone. We're getting rid of
Right.
the older players that, we don't need them heading out onto the field with a cane or a walker.
Yep.
I
Exactly.
still say people have not said much about, everybody's talked about him coming back. I think the best deal of the past 2 days has been getting rid of Cobb.
And Soler and Luke Jackson. I think
Cobb
all of
is
those.
best.
It's addition by
Cobb
subtraction.
had no business being, we're working on bringing him back. And geez, now he's hurt again. I'm surprised he was here to trade. I'm surprised someone wanted him. But we thank you so much. Yeah. I don't know. That's why you and I aren't GMs, I guess, Eric, because I'd have 9 Wilmer Flores hobbling all over the field, right? I love Wilmer.
This is what's fun about being a fan, just being able to talk baseball, figure out, what your team's going to do, what it's not going to do, see what the rest of the league is up to.
Well, look what it's like being a GM. You know how much fun you and I have when we play fantasy baseball?
Mm-hmm.
These guys get paid to do it.
Yeah, they get paid. Yeah,
they can't finish in ninth place like me, but I am the lowly Colorado Rockies in all of my fantasy leagues. How about you? Maybe you're the Tigers.
Man, I'm like, yeah, exactly. I'm just right below you. So yeah, not doing too well. But it's going to be interesting. I don't think the Dodgers are done. Do you think the Dodgers are done? I don't know. What do you think about that new kid, River Ryan, that's been pitching for them? Holy crap, where did he come from? But I thought that they'd be good after a cryptic. No.
Don't the Dodgers continue to just, where do they get them? Is their scouting staff that good?
You
look back 40, 50 years of Dodger baseball. The blue, red, and the white continue to bring guys up. You're like, what? Oh, geez,
they know what they're doing.
This guy come from?
They know.
They are like the West Coast Yankees. They've got a Brinks truck. They say, look at all this young talent. And they pluck three of the highest paid, most talented players, plug them in, and you've got a contender every year.
Think about this.
It sickens me. I'm
Look
jealous.
at what they're doing. What have they done just recently by using their prospects? They've been able to swing deals for Mookie Betts. They've been able to swing deals for, remember when they got Scherzer and they got Trey Turner? Who else did they swing for a trade? Glasnow. I mean, it's unbelievable what the Dodgers can do with their quote unquote farm system. They use it as a form of capital. That capital being used to acquire MLB. Not just MLB talent, but excellent MLB talent. They're able to do that. And I think that's a script that other clubs need to follow. I don't know what it is that the Dodgers do where other clubs really don't do that, but the Dodgers, man, you hear about the Houston and Baltimore, they had to suck for a long time to get good. I understand that, but you still got to develop. But one thing the Dodgers have done, they continually always winning, and they're always seeming to be able to draft guys that they could either use for their own team or to be used for a trade. Yeah.
I'm still waiting to see if Conforto moves. Let's see what AB has to talk about.
It says Dodgers have massive infrastructure throughout the domestic and international farm system. You're not wrong,
True.
AB.
True.
They're a juggernaut. The Giants are a jugger, but not. Dodgers are a juggernaut. There's no doubt about it.
He says they're acquiring prospects a la the Giants, but none that are projected to go crazy. Then again, anything can happen. And
prospects,
also,
you don't know.
Also, we're in a position now where we're getting rid of these older players in the past few days. We're plugging in the players who we feel we want to see, and we got to see what they offer. Matos will get a chance. Luciano possibly a chance. We're going to get to see guys who we've been clamoring all year to see, young players. Well, now you're going to get a chance to see them. We're going to live and die by them the rest of the year. But that's I think, something that should be done. I think Farhan should be finally commended for making this move and taking this road, taking a stance to play the young players. Maybe he goes, I played Ramos and Matos and Birdsong. I played them by necessity, not
Yeah,
necessarily my own decision.
right. Not because of
And maybe
merit.
I
We've
was
talked
wrong
about
not
this.
to have them here sooner.
Yeah. Well, Farhan said that at the end of at the end of the season last year, at the end of the season press conference. He said he wished he had played Ramos more. But again, he was the first guy to get cut out of spring training, and then he didn't get called up until a month into the season because of an injury. So talks out of both sides of his mouth. That's what I don't like. That's something that bugs me a lot. Don't go out there and say one thing and then you're doing exactly the other. It's like, come on, dude. You can't be doing this. And again, we don't even know if this is, again, is this by Farhan's own hand, or is he being directed to be doing this? Yeah. I guess we'll find out at the end of the season if he still has a job or if he is shown some walking papers.
We've got about just a few minutes. It'll be 2 hours left in the trade deadline. Still nothing on Snell, although there have been reports Snell headed to the East Coast.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, we still only got 2 hours to go. I mean, deals may be flying back and forth.
Some action.
Exactly. AB say I still want to see Conforto, Flores, and Yaz move. I would agree with that. I would not be. I would be very pleased if they could get rid of Conforto, Flores, and Yaz today.
If Flores were to get moved, Eric, who would shed a tear, me or Wilmer?
I know, man. I know you love him, but right now on this team, he's unfortunately he's
anyone I meet and they say my jerseys. I have like 9 or 10 or 11 different Wilmer jerseys. I've got all the regular, the San Francisco gray and the cream and the orange creamsicle, and I got a whole closet of Flores jerseys. So can you imagine the day when he's no longer a Giant? I have to retire another part of the closet. My wife's getting very upset. She goes, "You got 200 jerseys and you never wear them." I go, "Well, they're not with the team anymore." And one of these days, I'm going to be coming home. I'll go, "Geez, the closet looks bare." She's going to. What was it? Yesterday, she said, "I see a donation. We should donate these." God help me! But one thing they always say, for example, when I was at that show in Cleveland last week, I had a Wilmer Flores T-shirt. In fact, I've got my Wilmer shirt on today. Flores.
Hey.
And they said, "There's no crying in baseball," alluding to a trade that they made. I believe it was the day before trade deadline.
Yeah, he cried.
He took him off the field and he cried.
Yeah. That was big news. I remember that was a few years ago.
He did a lot of good things for this organization. You know that?
Will B says Garrett Cole is day to day with fatigue.
Interesting.
He just came back.
Worry. Listen, fatigue or no fatigue, or one wing. If somebody wanted to trade us Garrett Cole, I'd take him.
Dude, okay, does this put the Yankees into buy mode for a starting pitcher?
You know what?
How can you be fatigued? How can you be fatigued?
I think if Snell goes anywhere, he's going to the New York Mets or the New York Yankees.
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. Let me do this.
Am I hearing it?
Hold on.
What do you got for us?
Hold on.
A Giant Sports Talk live trade deadline alert.
What's an alert? It's an alert. Eric, what have you got to lay down on us now?
I have to show you here in a second. From Jeff Passan. New York Mets are finalizing a deal to acquire right-handed starter Paul Blackburn from the Oakland A's.
Maybe does that take Snell off their table?
So much for Blake Snell going to the New York Mets. Well, there you go. So now you got Baltimore, who's gotten a starting pitcher. Now you've gotten New York Mets that got a starting pitcher. Who else went out? There was another starting pitcher that went out. Who was it? Oh, wait, is Leiter? Is he a starter or reliever? I thought he's a reliever, isn't he?
Leiter?
Is he a reliever or a? I can't remember.
I thought he was a starter or long relief. You know what?
Maybe.
Let's check.
Somewhere around there.
I'll find out for you.
But there you go. So now the Mets have made their move to bolster their starting rotation. They acquire Paul Blackburn from the Oakland A's. Again, this is sources are ESPN, but coming from the hand of Jeff Passan. There you go, guys. Oh,
I'm looking right now, Eric. You're looking at the top teams in the running for postseason. Would be Philadelphia. What has Milwaukee done as far as pitching? They are holding a 7-game lead in the Central.
That's right. They got Frankie Montas. Remember, they got them from the Reds.
Right. We talked about that last night.
Yep.
Dodgers. I don't think they have to worry about pitching. You've got Cleveland. You've got Houston and Seattle, and you have Baltimore.
Oh yeah, Houston. Who did they get?
Baltimore and the
Kikuchi,
Yankees. Right. Baltimore and the Yankees. Half game. Baltimore, a record of 66-44. Yankees 60. I'm sorry. Baltimore 63-44. Yankees 63-45.
Yep.
So Baltimore has the half game lead technically in the standings. That'll fluctuate to a full or a tie depending on what they do with that game at hand. So those are two teams that are neck and neck to win the division. I see the Yankees going out getting another pitcher. I do.
Maybe, but are they going to get someone of the ilk of Blake Snell? Is there anyone else out there that wants to get a quote unquote ace in Blake Snell? And who would it be?
Well, according to AB, Yankees need to overpay if Snell goes to their club. He says Yankees need to overpay for Snell if they want him. Farhan would have to win that trade to keep his job.
You know what, AB? Good point. That's a good point. Absolutely. I think that's is Farhan, if he's able to trade Snell for a really good prospect, does that save Farhan's job?
True.
Does it?
True. You know, that is
because that'd be 3 years in a row. No. Yeah, this would be 3 years in a row. If the Giants do not make a wild card this year, that's 3 years in a row that Giants have not been able to get in the playoffs with the expanded playoffs. That's not.
Pardon my ignorance. Addy says Mariners got JT, somebody from the Marlins. I don't even know who that is. Are we trading all the minor leaguers now?
Chagua or something like that.
Who the hell is that, Eric?
I've heard of the name. I can't remember what he does. What's his position, Audie? I can't remember. I remember hearing the name. I just can't remember the position offhand.
JT Chalabois. I don't know who
that guy is. Giants have no faith in this team. Maybe that's why they're selling everyone out. Maybe that's possible, Eddie. Yeah, I just saw that from John Heyman. Yep. Who is he? Is he a catcher? I can't remember.
I'm just pulling it up now.
Taking a look. All right, cool. Look at that.
Of course, the Mariners have acquired JT Chalabois. He's a pitcher.
Never mind.
Yeah, bullpen
Not a
pitcher.
catcher. Not a catcher. What is he? Is he a bullpen? Okay. That's what you see a lot too. Trade deadlines, you see a lot of bullpen arms being moved around.
Yeah, relief pitcher. Miami Marlins, he's been dealt. So there you go. That's, that really doesn't affect us whatsoever. But would have liked to have gotten Brent on from Seattle. He was at our affiliate in Seattle, and he got COVID. So he can't get out of bed. He said it took everything to just text us today and said, he goes, the one day
down for
the
count.
He said, it's like my Christmas. He goes, I cannot believe this is happening. He loves trade deadline. And why not? Mariners have been doing. He's excited today. I think it's a good day to be a Mariner fan.
Yeah,
really is.
We might have to bring on Tom a little bit later. Maybe talk about that Blackburn trade.
Eddie F was in the house.
What's up, Eddie?
Eddie F said, "I'm thinking Farhan will be here next year. Something tells me management will give him another shot." What is he on? 6-year contract or something? Was that the quote I have heard the last few months? Was he on a 6-year contract? A lifetime contract.
Lifetime contract, exactly. Yeah,
just
AB
pray
says
that Larry Bear has no part in picking Farhan's replacement. Great call, Bay Area. That's a good one.
Yanks offered $150 million over 5 years, which is now turned down. So forget this nonsense of the Giants having to pay any of it down to move him, especially since the Yanks would only be the only one on the hook for one more year of the mag. That's true. You're right there, AB. But you still got that damn opt-out. That's what kind of, I think, scares some people away. You got to pay that money and he could opt out. I don't know. Maybe. You never know, man.
True.
Then again, these are Major League Baseball clubs that are worth billions of dollars. If it's going to, if getting Snell could lead you in getting a World Series championship, I think it's worth $20 million. What do you think? I would say so. I don't think any fan would say, what, 20 million and you get a world championship? It's not guaranteed, not by any means, but it puts you in a pretty good position considering how Snell has pitched these last 4 outings. His last 4 outings have been good. The last 2 have been fantastic. So his stock is up. There's no doubt about it. I'm sure there's people inquiring on the services of Blake Snell, but what is being offered? That is going to be the key.
And I got to tell you, Eric, this is a long day for you. You and I signed off the air last night. And I had to go, I did overnights at Oldies 96. So I worked till 6 this morning. Then I had, as you know, some business things I had to look after with one of the radio stations, some equipment changes and stuff. So this has been about a 37-hour jaunt, and I was on the plane. I was tired after the flight. Didn't get any sleep. I've been going for 3 days. So, guys, I've got the coffee in one hand, and I got my my caffeinated Pepsi in the other hand. If you just new to the show, new to the show, we're going to be back again tonight. This is just the start. We're back for 3 hours tonight. We'll talk about that's right, Eddie. I never sleep, especially on a trade deadline day. We're going to be back tonight for 3 hours of Giants talk. We're going to get the fans' intake. This is where we'll get to go through the entire chat, review everything they have to say, like Abraham's comment, to find out what they think of trade deadline day for the San Francisco Giants. Can't wait to catch you tonight after 8 p.m.
Yep.
Actually, we're at home tonight, so it'll be a later.
No. It's going to be later, man.
I beg your pardon. I'm used to the road game. We got a little road trip. Sorry.
Yeah, it's going to be between 9:30. If the game goes by quick, then yeah, probably around 9. But
take it away, Eric. What we got? We got in the chat.
Abraham Khan says Giants trying to thread the needle again. Dump Soler and Cobb to see Luciano and Birdsong. Yes. Does it help or hurt in the near term? Yes. But once again, Farhan's moves showed there's no grand plan, just middle. I like what you're saying there, Abraham. That is a great comment. Fantastic.
Doesn't help. Doesn't hurt.
Exactly. It's middle.
With that. I'm willing to live with that to get these young guys playing time. Get them at bats.
Absolutely.
Then once and for all, we are going to know the answers. Is Luciano a major league bat? Playing the rest of the year, and we know.
He's got 2 months. He's got 2 months.
We don't know right now. He's never been given an opportunity, Eric. He made a couple of errors. Jesus, Chapman made 3 errors in 4 games. We didn't send him packing into the minor leagues. Luciano's got to play the field and suck it up. Suck it up, management. Give him the at-bats. Oh, my God.
Here's the deal with
am I wound up? Oh, I'm wound up.
Yeah, you are, with Luciano. The problem with Luciano was when he came up, he wasn't able to be a DH because you had Soler as your DH. So he had to play in the field. The problem is where he was playing in the field wasn't exactly conducive to success for Mr. Luciano. He's not a very good shortstop. So what it did, you couldn't hide those warts. You're going to have to suffer with that. His bat played. I will not doubt that. His bat played, but he still needed more time to find a position. Now that Soler is gone, and now you could get Luciano just to play his bat, man, I think he could excel. Now, what the Giants can't do is in the offseason, they need to find him a position that he could succeed at and get him the reps in the offseason, get him the reps in spring training. So when it comes time to the beginning of 2025, you got a position for Mr. Luciano rather than DH. All right. Hey, I'm going to go heat up my coffee. I'll be right back, Glenn.
All right. Boo! There you go. Eric needs a little bit of a break. He's been bringing it on this show. It is Trade Deadline Day 2024. We want to thank everybody for tuning in to Giants Sports Talk Live, a Northern Lights Entertainment production. Your hosts, yours truly, Glenn. Eric is a host of the program. Eric, no stranger to Bay Area sports talk fans. And, of course, I'm just tagging along with Eric along for the ride. So we talk Giants baseball every day of the year, 365 days a year. We'll be talking about the Giants on-field product, off-field product, reading your chats. We've got giveaways, all kinds of fun lined up. And it's all about you guys who are out there in our audience. Guys like D-Shot, who says Giants could have got Norby and Stowers. Farhan sits on his hands. Like we said last night, if you heard our production value, our commercial that was previewing today's big trade deadline show, the guy, the big announcer, he says, will Farhan be ready to buy or sell or sit on his hands, basically? And, D-Shot, we've seen it before, haven't we, buddy? Farhan sits on his hands, and then it's the last minute, and, it's slim pickings. I do not want to see a repeat of A.J. Pollock. Hey, bring him in for a week. That made no sense whatsoever. Had to cut him about 10 days after he joined the team. And like, I hate being taking it to this level. Eric brought it last night, a hot take. He said, Farhan continues to lie to the clientele. And I guess he did. He says, we're going all in. A year ago at the trade deadline, he says, we're all in at the trade deadline. He got us A.J. Pollock. That again, was another total mess. What do we got? Imagine the haul we could have got for a Webb or a Snell. That one's directed toward D-Shot, but we'll take that one as well and say, yeah, Addy. There are still some ducks on the pond, guys we could reach out and get. You still got the Yankees. The Mets have maybe solidified some pitching, but they might, who knows? Like he said, Tommy D was our guest live from New York City off the top of the show about an hour and 15 minutes ago, and he said that Cohen, the owner, he basically drives his own Brinks truck around town, and if he wants somebody, he'll go and get him, and he'll pay. So it'll be
Absolutely
interesting to see if Cohen does go out and say, I want him. Wouldn't that be nice to go through life, Eric, and say, I want that. I want that.
It must be nice, right? It must be nice.
Willie Mays. And how much? Price is not enough.
Exactly.
My wife would still control the purse strings, Eric. Don't kid yourself.
D-Shot again. Giants could have got Norby and Stowers. Farhan sits on his hands. Yeah, we talked about that early. The Baltimore Orioles was able to trade for, was it Trevor Rogers? I think that's his name, right? Trevor Rogers from the Miami Marlins. They were able to get Norby. Oh, my gosh, man. I don't know why. The Baltimore Orioles are just sitting out there ready to give you their prospects if you just give them what they need, and I don't understand why. That was a move I thought that the Giants could have done. Not to mention being able to try to maybe give them Snell. Again, we don't know who said it. Lethal said it perfectly. It takes two to tango. Maybe the asking price was either too much or maybe it was not enough. Whatever it may be, it just didn't seem to work out. Now, not to say that it can't happen. I mean, we still got, an hour and 45 minutes to go in the trade deadline, so you never know. Farhan tends to work at the very end of the deadline. We'll see where it goes. Checking out Jeff Passan real quick. Nothing new there. Oh, my gosh. Yankees did pretty good with the Jazz trade. Yeah, they gave up 3 guys, too, like Tom explained in the beginning of the show. Yankees did pretty good. Yeah, they did.
You know what else Tom brought to that comment was the fact that the New York Yankees, when they build a team, they've got the bats. They've got some, they got those veterans who can hit for average. There's no denying they've got the power. Then they bring in a speedy Jazz Chisholm. They've got such a well-rounded team.
They do.
There's think about it. In any category. You may look at the roster and say, well, they could have a faster player. They have such a well-balanced club. That's all you can ask for, Eric.
Yeah, absolutely.
We don't have balance. 100%. We don't have balance.
No, there is no balance. That's a good point. There is no balance with the San Francisco Giants right now.
And some of our fans in the chat have said, some of our fans in the chat have said we have the power bats. That was the way we haven't had a really powerful team either.
Yeah.
We lack an identity all around, in my opinion.
Eddie F says Yankees had the players, but they never win it. You know what? That's true. Then again, that's kind of the Yankees. The pitching has been kind of suspect, right, for the Yankees. After Garrett Cole, who else do you have? I got that rookie Gill. Who's the other Yankee pitchers that are worth something? Trying to think. I can't think offhand. But yeah, their starting pitching is suspect. It's the same thing about the Dodgers. Thank you, Andrew. They got a hell of a lineup, but right now their pitching isn't exactly top notch. You got Yamamoto that's still on the shelf. Who knows? He may not even pitch again this year. Who knows with that shoulder? Who else did they got? You got Walker Buehler, who's still on the IL. Trevor May blew out his esophagus. I don't know what that was all about. Now Kershaw has come back. So Kershaw is going to give you something for the simple fact he hasn't been pitching the whole season. So he's fresh. He's ready to go. Just coming back off the IL. His first outing against the Giants was pretty decent. So he's going to do well. That kid, River Ryan, has been throwing the ball really well. Glasnow, of course, is Glasnow. He'll do well. I know he just came off injury just recently too. But I think the Dodgers pitching is better, I think, than the Yankees, right? Because who else did the Yankees have? Buehler might be done for good, maybe. Because didn't he get hit in the hip or something it was a comebacker, right? It hit him in the hip, and he's kind of been down for a while ever since then. And he's gone through two Tommy Johns. Yeah, see? Exactly. Hard to win World Series, which makes the Giants did in the 5-year span pretty awesome. 100%, man. That's the one thing the Giants had is they didn't have those big boppers, but they hit the ball when it counted. They had excellent defense, and the pitching was impeccable. From the starting rotation to the bullpen, it worked. The Giants had it for that 5-year span. The Giants were dominant, man. They were awesome. Oh, they were awesome, man. Thinking about those days, those were some good days, wasn't it? Yes, over $300 million for Yamamoto. Ooh. That's why I think they're going to slow roll him, man. You got a huge investment in Yamamoto, and you do not want to rush him back. You blow
what kind
out
of an organization, though, Eric? What kind of an organization other than the money? Laden teams like the Yankees or Dodgers, who signs a pitcher to 12 and 13-year deals? Only those guys.
Only those guys. And you know what? You know who else is in that conversation, Glenn? Let's talk about it. Who else is in that same realm as the Dodgers, the Mets, the Yankees?
Who?
The San Francisco Giants, man. This is
not the way they act.
That's where I'm going. This team is in the top 5 of all MLB, right? As far as value is concerned. But they act like they're the Kansas City Royals, even though the Kansas City Royals are absolutely killing it right now. But I'm talking about as far as their market is concerned. You're a big market team, but you have small market aspirations. That's not what I want to see from my club. If you have the wherewithal to be able to make this club better, to compete with we shouldn't be competing for a wild card. We need to be competing for the division. I mean, seriously, would you Giants fans back in the day, let's talk about just 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Would you ever sit there and say, oh yeah, let's just play for a wild card? Who cares about the division? Would you ever really, was that a mindset that a Giants fan ever had? Or was it, let's go beat the damn Dodgers and win the division? That's
Andrew
the type
Garcia.
of attitude you have to have.
Can I jump in for Andrew Garcia's post? Hard to win a World Series. True.
Yes.
Which makes what the Giants did in the last 5-year span pretty damn awesome. And we had an ownership and a managerial group that did not rest on laurels. Every one of those 3 years, they went out and made the deal that took them over the top.
They did.
And our Farhan, God love him, he just has not been that aggressive.
He doesn't have that killer instinct. If that's a word.
You think it's fear? He seems like the kind of guy who's like,
maybe
I failed.
Maybe.
Failed. He doesn't want to fail. I think there's a risk for reward, Eric.
There is. And there's a fine line between that, when you're risking and being a total crazy man and risking and, making some moves that, could pay off. It's a fine line. Don't get me wrong. But it seems like Farhan is just too timid. He's too timid.
Eddie F. Honestly, I think 30 teams is destroying Major League Baseball. There's not enough talent for all those teams. Questionable there, but you can flip that. No offense, Eddie. Let's take that the other angle. If you've got 30 teams and Eddie thinks that it's destroying, the available talent, does that not make the managerial skills more important? Not the manager, but your front office skills.
Correct. I know what you're talking about. They were baseball operations.
Yeah.
Ooh, there's a couple of comments I want to get into here. Really good. Ibrahim Khan. I'm messing it up. Ibrahim Khan says, used to be an accountant at a firm that works with the Giants. They literally print money with all the things they own around the park. Imagine that. What am I talking
their own ballpark.
Yeah, exactly. That's what guys, I've been harping on this for a very long time, and it ties in exactly what Eddie F is saying. He's saying it's not fear, it's the ownership group that tells them what to do. So there is something there, guys, because you got that project over in Mission Rock, and I've said this, it seems like they're more worried about what's going on in Mission Rock than Oracle Park. And I still believe that. It seems like they're just trying to get that cash from real estate rather than really concentrating on what's, going on in Oracle Park. That's how I feel. By watching what the team is doing, watching the direction the club is going, it just feels that way. But yes, should we put this all on Farhan, or is he being talked to about Farhan? You need to stay below so-and-so threshold. We don't want you to do this. We don't want you to do that. You could do this, but you can't do that. We don't know. To be honest with you, we don't know. But he has taken a lot of the heat, which, I mean, that comes with the territory. If you're going to be a general manager / president of baseball operations, whatever title you want to call it, whoever's running baseball operations, that comes with the territory, man. If the team succeeds, man, you're going to be riding high.
Eric, I got Dave from Toronto on the line, so you hang in there. I'll be right back after this.
Right on. All right, guys. Glenn will be back with us shortly. He's on the phone with our guy in Toronto. Eddie F. with another comment says, Willard from 95.7 made a good point. People that go to the games are not real Giants fans. They go to the games just because it's something to do. That's a good point. You're talking about the casual fan, right? Is that what you're talking about, Eddie? I think that's where you're alluding to. And I think there is a lot of that. I think you had a lot of those casual fans also, especially in the 2021 season when they saw, all the great things that the club was doing, the most winning season ever in the club's history and with 107 wins. That brought excitement for people in the club. But are those your bandwagon fans that just kind of hang on because, hey, yeah, they're winning, so we like winners? Or, how many of them were really true Giants fans? AB with another one. It's confusing. Who's driving this deadline by the Giants? If it's ownership to save money and rebuild, then why hasn't Snell been moved? If it's Farhan to win now, then why was Cobb traded? Good point, AB. It's a little bit weird, isn't it? There's really, and I think who hit it? Ibrahim. He talked about it. As a matter of fact, there he has a comment right below AB. It says, when he talked about, it just seems like there's no rhyme or reason. There's no quote unquote grand plan. I think that's what Ibrahim had mentioned earlier. It's just middle. Exactly. But that's the Giants right now, right, Ibrahim? Isn't that what the Giants are? That's what they've been under Farhan, is basically a mid team. They're middle. Except you take 21 out of the equation. It's a mid team. And that's what's so frustrating. It goes on to say, this group gives the illusion of money. We were right there for Ohtani, right there for Judge, right there for Harper, right there for Yamamoto. How about trying to blow teams out of the water with an offer? Good. That's Ibrahim. That's a great point. That's something that I've talked about in the past. Even on the other channel that I was on with NorCal, same thing. We've talked about that a bunch of times. They just never could get that big deal. They just never can. Rob C., he's keeping an eye on the MLB network. Appreciate that, Rob. Let us know if you hear anything. He says, they don't know what the Giants are doing. They kind of were just saying, they've been saying that for quite a while, haven't they? There's always been kind of like, what is the Giants really doing here? Not specifically this year, but just as an organization.
Abraham back. Exactly a 500 team that is happy to be in the mix.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's not that as a fan, as a San Francisco Giants fan, that sparks no confidence in me in saying that this team is ready to go out there and win some damn baseball games. It doesn't.
One thing, Eric, you and I will never have enough money to buy box seats, let alone run a franchise like this or own a team.
Right.
But if I had all that money, if I was Cohen in New York, and I can afford to have anything I want, and I'm passionate about my team, I want to win. I could not imagine going to the ballpark every day and saying, this is my franchise. Look at how lowly we are.
You know what I'd love to see?
Oh.
I would love to see someone in the media talk to the ownership group and talk to them to see how many of those people in the ownership group. I know there's like 33 owners and I think there's 7 principal, whatever. Talk to them and say, how many of them are actually baseball fans who actually really enjoy the game of baseball, who has that competitive spirit to want to go out there and say, you know what? I want us to put out the best product that we can. I want to win.
Yeah.
Because that's something that would be interesting to hear from ownership on where their mindset is in running a Major League Baseball team other than, as Ibrahim stated so eloquently, printing money.
Andrew Garcia says the industry has no problem calling out the Johnson views that he calls, what is it? The industry has no problem calling out the Giants circus show. The local industry, your local radio, some of the other networks in this area that cover the Giants, it's all cinnamon and roses with these guys. Mm-hmm. And the other group that has not called out this organization enough, and I don't know why, it's the people with the cash. The fans. Are the fans content?
I don't know, man.
They appear to be, Eric, or what is it? They just don't care enough. I don't know.
John Heyman just reports Trevor Richards is going to the Twins. Trevor Richards is going to the Twins. If I'm not mistaken, I think he's a pitcher, right? Is he a bullpen guy? Trevor Richards?
Is that done?
That's what I'm getting from John Heyman.
Johnny Heyman. Well, if anybody knows, John Heyman knows.
Exactly. Hey, what's up, D-Loading? Good to see you in the chat, man. Much appreciated. Thank you for showing your support. I appreciate that. Another thing I want to say, those of you on Twitter who are watching through Twitter, again, thank you for that support, guys. If you can find time, come over to YouTube. You can watch us on YouTube. You can subscribe, hit that like. And yeah, I appreciate the support, guys. Much appreciated. It's awesome. Right-handed reliever. There you go. So now the Twins are bolstering their bullpen. See, there you go. We got a lot of bullpen arms flying off the board this year.
So
here we go.
Wait a sec. Is that Trevor Rogers? Give me the details. Give me the details on that one again, Eric.
1 second. We got something else.
I thought I had conflicting reports here.
Hold on 1 second. Then it's John Heyman, so take it for what it's worth.
Was it Trevor Rogers you're talking about?
Hold on. I think I can't. I thought that's what Trevor Rogers. No, what did I say? I can't remember, man. Hold on one second. Something else just broke. Give me a minute here.
A Giants Sports Talk live trade deadline alert.
There we go. From Jeff Passan, breaking, the San Diego Padres are finalizing a deal to acquire closer Tanner Scott from the Miami Marlins. So now San Diego Padres have got a closer.
Preller's certainly a guy who doesn't sit on his hands, does he?
No, he doesn't. AJ Preller goes out and gets, if he needs something, he goes out and gets it. So now they got a closer. They got a closer. San Diego, they've been playing some decent ball too.
There might be one job on this planet that you go into work and you go, why me? And that is not necessarily being the front office leader, Farhan Zaidi in San Francisco, might be the GM in Florida.
Yeah.
You don't keep anyone there. They're worse than the Oakland A's and you pluck one good guy out of your system and make him a star for more than 90 days, and he's available.
Unbelievable.
Oh, what it would be like. What it would be like. You've seen the infamous video. Where your Miami Marlin hats?
Oh God.
I don't think there are a lot of Miami hats for sale. Who? The Miami who?
Yeah, I know.
How do you?
They had that run. They had that run last year that was, pretty exciting, but then it just fell flat. Yeah.
But they just get rid of the guys, and that's another thing about the organization. When you're going to bring in these young guys, Eric, not only do we got to play them now, when you get them, you got to sign them. You got to give the fans someone to cheer for, and you've got to give this organization an identity. A guy like Ramos got to be here 5-6 years. Jung-Hoo Lee's got to be here 5-6 years. Got to get a couple of these young pitchers who we sign. I'm sick and tired of I can only sign a pitcher for 2 seasons with an opt-out. And this, you know what? Sign the players, build the team. You don't have to go long term. You don't have to sign 9-year contracts or 13-year contracts, but give us an identity and someone you go, I'm excited to go watch this young guy at the ballpark this year and next year. And not only watch him play, but watch him develop at the Major League Baseball level. And I go to the ballpark right now, Eric. They don't, most teams don't do this. I think it's a safe paper kind of a thing. But back when I was a kid, you go to the ballpark, you get your scorecard in the program. You really, sometimes in the past years with the San Francisco Giants, is there an organization, Miami, maybe, definitely the Giants, you need to buy, where's my scorecard? I went into a game last year and I didn't know 6 of the starting players. They were all up from AA and AAA. I kid you not.
Yeah, no, that's what Farhan does. Unfortunately, that's what Farhan does.
Baseman I'd never heard of, a shortstop who was called up that day, a first baseman who had been called up. I went, what? Did we come? Are they having a Sacramento game today at Oracle Park? It was horrendous, but
it's tough.
It's got to be tough being a Marlin fan. And here we go again. The San Diego Padres finalizing that deal for Tanner Scott from where? Miami.
Yep. So they got a closer. San Diego's going for it, man. They ain't going to mess around. They got a good team. Now they got a closer. Because I think that was one of their weaknesses was their bullpen. And to recap, earlier today, Alex Cobb was traded to the Cleveland Guardians for a 19-year-old left-handed pitcher. Additionally, you had Michael Baumann, the guy they just picked up. What was it? Was his first name Michael? It could have been. His last name was definitely Baumann. They traded him to the Angels for cash considerations. Last night, of course, was the big deal with Jorge Soler and Luke Jackson being shipped off to Atlanta for a couple of prospects. So that's where we're at right now, sitting as far as the San Francisco Giants are concerned.
Can you go to the chat once again for me and bring up the chat from Eddie F? Bring me up Eddie F, if you would.
There you
Eric,
go.
he keeps it loose and fun with the thumbnails, making fun of Kapler and Farhan. And you know what? That's what it's about for you and I.
Yeah.
I'm going to have days when I rip into Eric. Eric's going to say, screw you, Glenn. You're going to bring it back with a hot take. And you know what? We love each other at the end of the day because we love Giants baseball. And I have a love for these people like Ibrahim, Cryptic Trader, Will B, good friend of the show.
Mike,
all these guys like Mike come in here. And that isn't that what it's all about? We host the show, but it's their show.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they, and one guy, I heard one guy, like, the bells and the whistles and the sirens. And I think we have fun and we keep it loose. And
it's about having fun, man. That's all it's about. Look, we're not here to try to freaking make a freaking mint. That's not what we're here. We're here to have fun. Talk Giants baseball. Have fun with the chat. We're not here to freaking try to sell shit all over the place. That's not what we're about. That's just not what we're about.
It's Eric with another hot take right there.
We just want to look. Are we going to give stuff away? Absolutely. But are we giving it away to bribe you? Absolutely not. We just want to reward those who have showed support for the channel. That's it. Plain and simple. It's easy. It's easy. It's about having fun.
And you and I are going to be in here 365, Eric.
Did you say 365?
I said 365.
Are you including Christmas?
Although I got an hour and a half sleep after my overnight radio show in New Brunswick. I do the Oldies 96 show. And I got to admit, I said to Bernice, she was on her way to work. I said, whose idea was it to do a show? I said, we've got one show in the books. Whose idea was it to do a show every day of the year? It was yours. But you know what? It's just a tiring day for us because not only are we on now, we're going to be on till, we'll go as long as necessary. 3:30, we got a few hours left. You and I are going to be back tonight. It is Giants post-game live. Giants Sports Talk Live. We've got the Oakland A's and the San Francisco Giants. If you are in the chat and you're going to be headed over to the ballpark, give me your particulars. I'm going to meet with some of the fans out in center field by the giant Coke bottle and glove. I'll have the Wilmer Flores jersey on. We're going to get some pictures. We're going to put you up on our website. We'll come on, put your picture on the show tonight. And see, that's what I like about it. I get to meet the fans, guys who are part of the show, guys who give us their take, guys who want to meet us at the ballpark, have a cold brew. Oh,
there you go.
Eric, it's a lot of fun. And I got to thank you for the hard work you did last week because we pulled this together in a matter of days.
Time. Days. It took literally it was days. We
Less than a week.
Together. Yep. Make sure you guys follow us on Twitter. Giants. As a matter of fact, here, let me put the banner up. It's better to show you rather than saying what it is. Give us a follow on Twitter. Glenn will be following it. I'll follow it occasionally too, but I normally follow my Master History 23 Twitter, which I'm streaming live right now on that account. But yeah, give us a follow. Giants, capital S, capital T Live. We're also on Facebook. All you got to do is look up Giants Sports Talk Live, and you should be able to find us on Facebook as well. Website is being developed as we speak. Glenn will have more about that probably next week sometime. But yeah, much appreciate the support that you guys have given us here on this station. Here, look at this. It's only the second episode, man. How about that? Man, we picked a pretty good time when to start this channel up, huh? All this excitement with the trade deadline. Find out what the Giants are going to do. Are they going to sell? Are they going to buy? It looks like they're sellers, but how much of sellers are they going to be? Man, who knows? Who knows? Ibrahim talks about Reggie Crawford. Yeah, it sucks he got injured. I think it was a biceps or something like that, right? I think that was an issue that he had. I have to take a look at the box score to see if he's been playing. But yeah, he was having some success down in AA. He got promoted to AAA. He's definitely going to be a factor in the future. I don't know if they're going to make him a starter or if they're going to make him a bullpen guy. But that is someone, again, why don't you trade Doval? Because you got a guy in Reggie Crawford that could probably come in and suffice as a closer, possibly. Who knows? Yeah, I guess more to find out. All right.
Good take, Eric. Good job, man.
Thank you.
So we got the Giants coming up tonight against the Oakland Athletics. We get another look at a
Robbie
player
Ray, right?
who struggled for just one inning. And
Just
then
one.
he dominated against those red-hot L.A. Dodgers who, when I say red-hot, they've had their ups and downs, but they continue to run away with the West. And if you didn't see that over the weekend, first inning struggles. What did he hit? Two batters. Walked three batters. And that's when I turned on the game and I went, oh, how many hits have we? And they're like, he's still got a no-hitter. It's 1-0 and the bases are still low. And I'm like, how is this possible?
But it was incredible. Yeah, he had 2 walks, 2 hit batters, 2 wild pitches.
Oh, the wild pitches. That's
it.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, what is going on, man? And he gets out without giving up a run. Unbelievable.
And Robbie Ray will take the hail tonight. And if he did that well, now baseball is a funny game. You can go and toss a no-hitter against the hottest team and the best team in baseball. But tonight we got the Oakland A's fresh off a sweep over Colorado. It's always fun, the Bay Bridge series. You get to see our what I like to call our rivals. I mean, right over the Bay, over the east side, the East Bay. A team that will play their final games here.
Yes, that's right.
Some weird bizarre scenario where we meet in the playoffs, and I don't think that's going to happen, Eric.
I don't know.
Head to Vegas, drop your money. That is a sure thing. But tonight will be it. Tonight, tomorrow night, we get the Oakland A's in town. Coming up this week, we're going to start telling you about the pitching matchups, who's going to be on the field, and not guess. Some of the other networks, here's the lineup for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Guys in the minor leagues, right? I want to
Yeah.
take a look at things that are important. We'll take a look at who the pitchers are, and we'll also give the fans who are heading out to the ballpark. One of the critiques was, I want to take my kids to the ball game. Keep us up to date on what the giveaways are. Is it Mickey Mouse hat day? Is it going to be Giants Jung Hoo Lee T-shirt day? I said that's a great idea, and that all comes from the chat. And we want to do what you guys want. The Jays are at it again. Trevor
Yeah,
Richards.
that was the Trevor Richards. That's what it was. So
That's
now
right. Trevor
they give
Richards.
up another.
The Jays. And I joked about it last night. Who they got left in the bullpen?
Yeah. Yeah.
They got rid of their starters. They got rid of Kikuchi yesterday.
Yep, they did.
And they got rid of that.
And what was the other starting pitcher? Yeah. I can't think of it. Pearson.
Nate Pearson. He still has potential. Never reached it in Toronto. That guy had he's got a great arm.
We'll go back to the Giants and A's. One thing Wilbury brings up: A's can swing the bat. So the pitching, of course, is suspect. But you don't want to rest against the A's. Again, this is going to go back to remember last year. What did don't know who that is. Anyone know who Tyler Zuber is? Anyways, he's going from the Rays. He's going from the Rays to the Mets. So whoever Tyler Zuber is, he's on the move to New York. But this could be similar to what happened last year, right?
Yeah.
It could happen. Remember, they had that series against the A's and they dropped both of them. And then they went on to have a horrible road trip. Giants, if they want to have any type of inkling of sniffing the playoff, you have to win these two games. You have to win them both. Because remember, you still got 4 teams ahead of you. It's not just about where you are in the standings for the third wild card, which is battling for a third wild card. Get out of here. Anyways, you got 4 teams that you got to jump because those teams are also going to be doing something, right? They're either going to win or lose. You got to do your part. Yeah. So there's a lot of factors involved here. And if the Giants want to make that third wild card,
you fall behind even in the wild card chase, even a couple of games, Eric. Standings, statistically, it's the same as hitting. The worst team in baseball is going to win 3 out of 10. So it's always a struggle. You can say we're only 3 out, but when you got to leapfrog other teams that are winning ahead of you, then you drop a game and they drop a game. It's a game of leapfrog just to get 3 or 4 games back. So that's why historically teams that you see in those magical years where teams 10 games out with a month to go and they win, that doesn't happen every day or every year. That is an anomaly, sort of like our team a couple of years ago winning, what was it, 107 games, So you really got to go out today and get what you need. And no offense to what Dave Patrician brought to the show talking about building your team in the offseason. I still hold firm that if you pick up the right players, you get the right guys, a day like today puts you over the top, sends you into contention, get you those wins. And I think with Will B making that point, some good hitting out there in Oakland. I know he's older. He's on the older side, but another guy who is prime for the picking and really doesn't lie into the future of the Oakland A's is Brent Rooker. Swinging a great bat this year, Eric.
Yeah, he is.
Magical
That's what the
numbers.
A's do, though, man. They always have these guys, and they didn't wind up shitting them out. I'm seeing some news from John Heyman. Red Sox are among the teams interested in Luis Rengifo.
Who?
The Red Sox.
Who?
Interested.
Who? For who?
Rengifo. How about that?
Can we call it? Or can we call it? The only guy left on the table that you and I have talked about is Pilar.
Pilar. I'm surprised he hasn't moved, man.
You called it last night. I agreed with you wholeheartedly because in my fantasy league, I've got Ring Bingo or whatever. We would just call him Louis.
Yeah, Louis.
A's need players from Sacramento. Was it the A's need players? Oh, for the Sacramento fans next year. Listen, when you got to only put 5,000 into a stadium, you don't need to bring a lot to the table, really.
Right. That's true.
There have been nights last night.
I'll tell you one thing right now, but that ballpark, you want to talk about getting a true MLB experience up close and personal?
Up close and personal.
Oh, it's right there, man. It's right there.
Yeah.
I mean,
There've been a few I can
it's
say,
going to be
Eric.
some great baseball watching in Sacramento, except when it comes to the summertime when it's 100 damn
Geez, how you been
degrees.
playing that heat? You
Woo,
know
it's
all
going to be
about that
tough.
over in Galt.
Yeah, it's
Ooh.
going to be it's going to be tough.
There've been a lot of nights over at Oracle, and I'll be at the game tonight. Hopefully, some fans in here. If you're going to be there, let me know where you're sitting. We'll make plans to meet up at the game tonight. I want to see some fans over there. I'd love to meet some of the chat members. Wouldn't that be cool?
That's
Get
awesome.
some picks.
Yes.
Throw them up on the show tonight. We'll be back at the conclusion of tonight's Oakland Giants game for a 3-hour post-game live. And I've seen too many nights at the park where some of the fans have called into the radio or other shows saying, great crowd. I'm like, I was there.
Mm-hmm.
I was there in 60% of the Yankee series. I was surrounded by Yankee jerseys.
Yep.
But don't give me that, this team is selling great tickets and, they're, late arrivals. Eric, I'm a block from the ballpark. This is a team that is not nearly selling out. When they say, I think there was 30,000. There wasn't 30,000. Don't give me that crap. You can say, but they sold 32,000 tickets. That's like when I do a sale in radio and my accountant says, boy, you had a great month. I'm like, no, it'll be a great month when the checks roll in and they're in the bank.
Yeah. There you go.
Sales is not a fanny in the seat.
Yep, fair enough.
Give me the numbers.
The numbers that are actually sitting in the seats, yeah.
Anyway, another rant. I get all wound up, especially with this ball club, because I see that D-Shot has come in. Have we got a comment from D-Shot today?
Yes, I thought I saw Baltimore had interest in Pilar. You know who did have interest? There was a report that came out last night towards the end of the show where the Giants are looking to upgrade defensively in center field. And I brought up that very fact that maybe
that was the comment.
Pilar.
That's how we got on that track.
Yep. And maybe Pilar could be your defensive replacement in center field, whatever it may be.
Eddie F has a good point. Eddie F has a good point. Oh, damn, it's only 5,000 seater or thereabouts. So you want to get into an Oakland A's game over there. There's going to be a limited number of seats. I'm sure the ticket price.
I think it's more than that. I think it's closer. Yeah. Ibrahim, he lives in Sac. Yeah. I think it's like closer to 10,000 seats.
Oh, even 10,000. Yeah. I mean, can you fluctuate the ticket prices then?
Yep.
Farhan.
Fire Farhan now. He says, is the trade deadline over yet? No, we still got an hour and about 10 minutes to go, approximately.
Farhan now, formerly known
as Jake. So sad the Giants didn't do shit. Well, I know what you're talking about. I mean, they did get rid of Soler and Luke Jackson and Alex Cobb. So, I mean.
Oh, Eric, there is look, we got an hour and 11 minutes as I see it now on the Major League Baseball ticker. An hour. You could get down to the final 11 minutes and all hell break loose.
Absolutely. The last 10 minutes could be just fast and furious. Yeah.
My ticker's going off right now.
Oh, well, there you go. Let me take a look. I always follow Jeff Passan. That guy usually is never wrong. Never wrong. Let's see. With Cobb gone and Harrison, Birdsong, and Hicks apparently out of the rotation, what's the rotation going to be for the rest of the season? If they don't get rid of Snell, it's probably going to be what? Webb, Snell, Ray, Harrison, and Birdsong. There you go. There you go. I think that's what it's going to be. Webb, Snell, Ray, Harrison, Birdsong. Eric and Glenn era has begun. My go-to now. Hey, thank you, Fire Farhan.
Who said that? Who said that?
The artist formerly known as Jake.
From State Farm. All right. We appreciate that.
Appreciate that, man.
We don't need the ballyhoo. It's all about those guys. But we'll take it. Good job, Eric.
Yep.
Good job, Eric. I'm glad to have Eric as a partner in this endeavor, because when you're going to do this, you're going to be on, like, today is a bird of a different feather, a different color, because you and I are going to be on for about 7 hours total today. More Giants coverage today than any other network on YouTube. Correct?
Correct.
And I'll take it a step further. We are now the Bay Area's only go-to place for solely Giants and baseball coverage.
Yes.
You tune into us, you got baseball coverage. 365 days a year. Eric and I were talking. We're already excited about the Christmas Eve and Christmas Day shows. Although Christmas Day, I looked at the schedule.
You're muted. Yeah, I think you hit the mute there. You must have hit the top of your. There you went. You're good now.
I was excited there. Sorry. I'm looking at the calendar. We are in on Christmas Day a little earlier, but it's going to be a 1-hour show.
Yeah, there you go.
We have got our shows planned up until the spring of 2025 in the book here. A lot of prep. You and I have a lot of ideas. We're going to have if people are just joining us for the first time, we're going to have special guests come in. We're going to do a feature show next week with a group called Signatures for Soldiers. And what they do is they get autographed bats and a lot of cards, baseball cards and pictures, and Major League Baseball players and a lot of alumni support this program. They sign stuff, they give it to them, and then it's sold in charity auctions, or auction sites will buy their stuff to auction. So so they are the go-to for this material for the auctions of Major League Baseball, game signed, or, the patches, the cards nowadays. They're not like when I was a kid, Eric. They got pieces of the jersey or the cleat or the bat in the card. They get them signed. They put them up for sale in their charity organization. We're going to have the entire crew from that group on our show talking about what they do and why the San Francisco Giants continue to be one of the most giving organizations, supporters of Signatures for Soldiers.
That's fantastic.
And they will tell you, if you ask them, who is the most giving, loving, caring member of the San Francisco Giants alumni to support this program. It is
Madison Bumgarner.
Yes.
Yeah. How about that?
Well, hats off to Mad. He's an oddball character. I've met him before. He's kind of out there a bit.
Yeah, I think his baseball days are definitely done. I think he's going on to bigger and better things. Something
but
that
he supports it. He supports that program. So we're looking forward to getting that guy from Signatures for Soldiers on the air. You and I are going to have interviews with guys from around the league talking about their clubs.
Yeah,
so it's Giants Sports Talk Live, but we got to play all these other teams. So we're going to reel in some guys from around Major League Baseball to come on. Like earlier today, we had, Tommy D can bring it. Boy, he knows his Mets and Yankees, doesn't he?
He does.
Well-spoken. Good job. We got my buddy Dave, who covers the Toronto Maple Leafs. I knew last night when we had him on as a guest, he'd mention the Toronto Maple Leafs and the baseball. And he did.
Talking about the jerseys.
I knew it because he was so disappointed when the Boston Bruins ousted the Toronto Maple Leafs in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup playoffs this year. And I don't know if you know it, Eric. I disappeared from your life for about 10 days.
Yeah, you were out there covering
it.
Yeah.
Rogers flew me from Toronto to Boston every second day, and I saw 7 games and covered that for Toronto radio. So Dave was a little jealous of me. I'm surprised he came on the show. But
man, you saw a 7-game, and that's exciting, right? Any kind of 7-game winner-take-all championship is always fun.
Fire Farhan now comes in with a hot take. He says, hey, you guys get to go live when Farhan gets fired in October. We will.
Yes.
We are going to be your one-stop shop for Giants baseball. Snell for Connor Joe. No thanks.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go.
Although, you know what? There's a situation. This has happened. You know what? I don't blame the fans, but how quick they are. I remember when they trotted Connor Joe out opening day. It could have been, I'm not sure, it might have been the year they played Seattle in the home opener. And the fans, they were like, who the hell's this? Connor Joe's gone on to Pittsburgh to have a pretty good major league career.
Mm-hmm.
For a guy that they were like, this guy's a bum, get him out of here. The Giants fans wanted Connor Joe out of here real fast.
Yep.
Boy, he's hitting what he is a nice piece of that Pittsburgh team.
Yep. Here, let me see something. I'm going to bring something up here. Let's take a look at this. We're going to have to kind of go off memory here. Okay, I just got the wild card standings up here just to use it to list the teams. Atlanta Braves. They've made moves, right? They've got Soler. They got Luke Jackson. He's whatever. Mm-hmm. But anyways, they got a middle of the order bat. The Mets. They got Winker. They got Blackburn. and they just picked up another reliever. They're making
And
moves.
Jesse Winker for the Washington Nationals, that is one of those trades that it may not rate high up there, but you watch, that could be a trade that pays dividends.
It might.
And as Tommy D said in our interview earlier in the show, he was live with us from New York. Don't underestimate at the trade, the very last minute, the deadline of today's whole festivity, that the ownership group there might say, dump the money, get the player, I'm in. So there still may be moves to come out of New York, either the Yankees or the Mets, Eric.
Yeah, that's true. Padres just got a closer.
That's
Diamondbacks,
right. Miami.
did the Diamondbacks make a move? Did I hear something? Did they get
Yes, the
did they get
Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks made an early morning move. We'll take a look at that in a few minutes' time.
I think they
We're
got
gonna do a
Bell
complete-
because
let's do a complete
Walker,
review.
Walker, he was injured, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
St. Louis Cardinals, they made a move. They got Eric Fetty.
And they're right around the 500 mark at 54 and 52.
Pirates, I think they got someone yesterday. I can't remember who, but they're not selling. The Giants are selling. They've sold.
The Giants are selling, but who have we picked up?
Yep.
We haven't
Reds,
picked up anybody.
they've only traded one, the starting pitcher, Frankie Montas, to Milwaukee.
Mhm.
Cubs have bought. They got Paredes, and they also.
I thought they got Paredes, but they also got the junior this morning, Leiter.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, so they bought and sold. Nationals, the only person they got rid of was
Winker.
Marlins, they've gotten a bunch of
Fire
guys.
sale. Every year is a fire sale.
I don't think Rockies have moved anybody.
Who
But the
wants
only
them?
one that's really
Can't give them
selling,
away.
the one teams that are really selling the most, Giants and the Marlins. Everyone else,
Jesus.
for the most part,
Eric.
is buying.
Eric, you just said it. Now you listen to it. The only teams selling are the Giants and the Marlins. Look at the company we keep.
Yeah, is that telling? Is that telling? I want chat. Does that mean something? It's Paradis. Yeah, my bad. I suck at pronouncing some of those names.
Yeah. Fire Farhan now says Jesse was the great pick. Yeah.
I had him on my fantasy team for a little bit, but it's all good.
Does everything in your life revolve around fan? Although, Eric, without naming names, 2:09 this morning, I got a trade proposal, my fantasy league.
Did you?
I quickly said no because it was someone who always tries to bamboozle me, but I was shocked as heck when a trade opportunity came in on my fantasy team.
I kind of
I'm
given up
sure
on
you
that
would have been
guessing.
surprised as well. But at least it was a text. It wasn't a 3 a.m. or 2 a.m. phone call. But I was like, what the heck? So I quickly rejected that, moved on with my early morning. Let's see. At least we have games left with a few of these teams: Padres, Braves, D-backs, Reds, and the Cardinals. I don't know. Padres, tough team to play. Reds.
Padres will be tough.
team.
Braves could be tough. D-backs could be tough. They're getting back Eduardo Rodriguez here soon. Reds, they're a pretty good team, but they've also lost Frankie Montas. I don't know if that's going to be detrimental, but I don't know. Cardinals, they're playing better. It's going to be interesting to see how this.
So in
all
other words, Eric, what you're saying is, Jesus, I hope we win a game against the Padres, the Braves, the D-backs, the Reds, and the Cardinals.
Yeah. No.
You make it sound pretty doom and gloom.
Yeah. But the problem is, this is the problem. I'd be a little bit more excited if the club was actually had a little bit of consistency to them. And I think that's something that's been lacking for years. It's not just 2024. This has been happening for the last 5 years prior. The only time they were consistent was 2021 and they won 107 games. That was pretty damn consistent. But all the other years have been inconsistent.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to judge where the team is when, maybe for a couple of series you're playing great, and then for the next few series you look like absolute dog shit. And
Eddie F says, are there any games on right now at this moment? No, but coming up in exactly
1
1
hour.
hour and 35 minutes from now, you'll have the Toronto Blue Jays in Baltimore play the Orioles. That'll get the Tuesday schedule underway. The lone afternoon game, it's the Blue Jays in Baltimore to play the Orioles. And
All
I got
right.
good news on an unrelated note. Good news. I had to step aside a moment ago. I'm going to have to step aside in a moment, Eric.
Mhm.
Good news is the new antenna systems and the new transmitters have been installed, and CKGC FM has launched. And it is on the air, which means Glenn and Eric will be on the air a week from this coming Saturday. It's late to get things ready now. We're going to preempt the show this week. We'll be returning to the airwaves, the radio wave.
Hey, how about that? The Glenn and Eric Show
On
live
Capital
on
FM.
103.5 Capital FM. It's back
On
in
Northern
the air.
Lights Entertainment Broadcasting Station. So
There you go.
Thanks again, Eric. I'll tell you folks in the chat, you're with us, you're joining in. Maybe you're not chiming in, but you're out there listening. This guy over here, Eric puts in a lot of time and effort because he is a passionate guy for music. Great CCR fan. We feature CCR on our show. Led Zeppelin, taking you back to the 1960s, early 70s. You love 70s music, except for Eric wants me to play disco all the time, and I'm
come on, man, get out of
three
here.
under the bus.
Get out of here.
I love working with you, guy, and I don't want to keep patting you on the back, but you do a great job, Eric. Glad to be part of your team.
I appreciate that, man. This has been a lot of fun working with you, and I can't wait to keep doing this. This is absolutely a lot of fun, both here on Giants Sports Talk Live and on the Glenn and Eric Show on 103.5.
Yeah, I'm flipping the script for the radio. You take this. You're a great production guy, but on the radio, I am in total
that's
control.
That is your
and you don't mind
wheelhouse. I don't mind. Go for it, man.
You guys remember this week? Oh God, I just watched an episode. Yeah, that's a good thing about YouTube.
Baseball.
You can find stuff. Hello, everybody. This is Mel Allen, and this is baseball.
Oh man!
And do you remember the song? Da 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 da. And the Philadelphia Philly fanatic was featured, and running after, driving his little four-wheeler and running over Tommy Lasorda.
Yeah.
Wasn't baseball fun in the 1980s?
It was, man.
Really was.
It was.
It really was. Cryptic Trader says, play the song. Yeah, we will. We will on one of the upcoming episodes. That's a great song, too.
It is.
Hello, everybody. This is Mel Allen. He was the voice of the New York Yankees for a long, long time. And in fact, he was getting up there in age. Do you remember one of our former alumni, Dave Righetti, the pitching coach of the Giants?
Mm-hmm.
Mel Allen of This Week in Baseball fame. He called the Righetti no-hitter. The last batter he struck out was trying to get Boggs and swing and a miss. He gets it, a no-hitter.
Wasn't that a perfect game? That was a perfect game on 4th of July.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. And you know what other game I saw? Do you remember the famous line in Montreal? And growing up in Canada, I got to see, grew up an Expos guy. Then in 77, along came the Jays. Do you remember El Presidente?
El Presidente.
El Perfecto. They had the no-hitter Montreal Expo pitcher threw a no-hitter back in the 1980s. I was lucky enough to see that one on television, not live, but live on the tube. Now they have a woman announcer, like the Oakland A's broadcast. What a disaster. I am not going to
go down that path.
I did play-by-play professionally for 18 seasons in hockey, and I've learned you never criticize what the other guy's doing.
Yeah.
Whether it's a woman or a guy.
Right.
Everybody's got a different style. You like some. It's like this show. There are other shows. People like other shows. They like, they like low-key shows, talk. Mm-hmm. We bring it. The fans are bringing it in our chat, and that's why we love it.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
Coming up in just a moment, Eric is going to have a big recap of what the Giants have done today. Want to remind you, we're going to be back after the Oakland A Giant game tonight, immediately following final pitch. We'll recap tonight's Oakland and Giants game. It'll be a post episode of the trade deadline show, and we'll also be covering the recap of Giants baseball, as we will do each and every night right here on Giants Sports Talk Live.
Woo! Gotta love that stuff, man. Gotta love that stuff. To recap, just for today, Giants have made a couple of moves. They traded away Alex Cobb to the Cleveland Guardians. In return, they got a 19-year-old left-handed pitcher. You probably won't see him for quite a while. We'll see if he pans out.
What else have they done today? It's been a busy day. The last 24 hours, in fact.
Yeah, exactly. They got rid of Bauman, the guy that they signed about a week ago. Sent him on to they sent him off to the Los Angeles Angels for cash considerations. What's up, Rob? Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Last night, of course, the big talk was Jorge Soler and Luke Jackson going back to Atlanta. Atlanta gets a middle of the order bat. I'm pretty sure that's where he's probably going to bat. And in return, Giants got a couple of minor leaguer prospects. See how those work out. You never know with prospects. I mean, it's not like they were. I think if I'm not mistaken, I think the highest rated prospect in Atlanta's system was 17. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's who it was. A lot of other moves happening. You had the Mets who went and got a pitcher. They tapped Paul Blackburn from the Oakland A's. I think that's Paul. Is it his first name? Paul, right? Pretty sure. But they got the starting pitcher from the A's, Blackburn. He's going to go to the Mets. Yesterday, Houston got Kikuchi. What other moves? A lot of bullpen moves. San Diego Padres got a closer today. Tanner Scott from the Miami Marlins. Baltimore Orioles also got a reliever. The Twins got a reliever from, Trevor Richards from the Blue Jays. I'm trying to remember the pitcher that the Orioles got from Miami Marlins. Marlins got you know what? Man, Marlins may have a good team. They're getting a lot of prospects in return for the guys that they're selling. They could be a good team here in a couple of years. You never know. Again, with prospects, it's always up in the air. No worries, Cryptic. But yeah, they're getting a lot of young talent. Does it pan out? You never know. You know that you got to make sure you develop them. That's going to be the key. It's not just about drafting guys, right? Even though that's very important, don't get me wrong, but you got to also develop them. And if you do not have a system where you're able to draft or develop the players that you draft, you're not going to be doing much. Not going to be doing much. Oh, Ibrahim. He's given my line right back to me. Come on, Eric. If the Braves knew what they were doing, Soler would bat leadoff with all the speed and high average. He's a perfect leadoff man. It's pretty good, Ibrahim.
Hey, Eric asked me, can Chardall come on your show the other day? Of course he can come on the show. If anybody is out there in the audience today has a hot take and you want to come on the show, just ask for the link, right, Eric?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll put the link out there. If anyone wants to join,
bring
absolutely.
In. You're as much part of the show as I am or Eric is. We're just the hosts. We'll get you on the show. And coming up in a few days' time, we'll have our entire phone line system in here where you go direct to air, and you'll be able to come on the show. If you're a little, some people are a little shy.
They are. So, but a lot of people like to call in. So we'll put the phone line out there, and you guys can call in, and you can talk to both myself and Glenn. It'll be awesome.
It'll be a call-in show. You can come on physically up on the screen, say hi, point out our faults, what you like about the show. You bring it. We'll take the criticism. Let's see. What do we got here? Sorry, Eric, I'm not listening to you. I have the This Week in Baseball theme song playing.
Yeah, I can't argue with that, man. I'm not going to.
Let's see. What was the other one? Farhan is back. Known as Jake formerly. I like the Jazz Chisholm pickup so far. I said to Tommy off the top of the show, I think that is just tremendous. I think it's tremendous. Gives the Yankees that depth because
you were talking about that. The well-roundedness of your lineup will help you succeed going forward. No doubt about
it. Addy, come on in. You've been a great addition to the show.
He's doing homework.
Addy's been here, I think, since we went on last night. He hasn't left. He camped out waiting for today's show.
Yeah, absolutely.
He brings a lot of good content to our show. And if we're looking for some fun facts, boy, he delivers, doesn't he?
He does. John Heyman.
How old's Addy?
I think he's a young guy. He's doing homework right now, matter of fact.
Oh, he's doing homework?
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. You never know who you're talking out to in the worldwide web ether, do you?
Exactly.
60 or keep 6, but I don't care. If you keep Addy, you keep bringing the heat. You'll be part of this show.
John
Addy
Heyman
says I'm 19.
There you go. He's a young buck.
Thanks, Addy.
John Heyman saying Red Sox are still looking to add a lefty reliever. Again, John Heyman is saying the Red Sox are looking for a left-handed reliever.
Who do you think that is?
Who could it be?
Who could it be?
We got a left-handed reliever in the San Francisco Giants, so you could trade
and get something
back, right? Why don't you trade Taylor Rogers. That would be nice.
That's
Wouldn't that
right.
be nice? Why not?
Eddie's calling for Yankees and Orioles ALCS. Well, we'll see what the rest of the trade day says. But
Yankees and Orioles, that would be a great LCS.
Wouldn't it?
And same thing. How about Mets and Dodgers? Mets and Dodgers wouldn't be so bad. Yes. I don't know if Atlanta has it in them, man. I don't know, man.
If you're an Atlanta GM, you're up in that, or even if you're a fan, geez, they've been snake bitten this year.
They have. Think about it. You lost your ace pitcher, a Cy Young type pitcher. And then you have an MVP type caliber player in Acuna going down. Michael Harris has gone down with a damn hamstring. I mean, they have gotten some serious injuries, and it's amazing that they're actually still in the wild card chase because of all those significant injuries that they've had to overcome. It's pretty.
Did you see the question that just bounced in? And again, I don't want to interrupt you, Eric, but it is about our listeners and our fans, our viewers. It says, "Fire Farhan now." As Mets, so are the Mets doing anything? Could you Snell or Conforto? We did report earlier, and it was no secret, the Mets are sending Cade Morris to the Oakland Athletics. In return, the Mets acquire Paul Blackburn. Good trade. Real good trade. I think so. Let's see.
Hey,
a couple of other moves that they made, man? But number 58, the bearded wonder. He leaves Oakland. He's headed to the New York Mets. So there you go, Fire.
Check out senior softball games. Checking in. Says, what's up, fellas? On my way to Flushing, New York to watch Mets and Twins. Just so you guys know, senior and his son, and I think his whole family, if I'm not mistaken, are traveling on the East Coast. He went and caught a Yankees and Red Sox games in Fenway. Yesterday, he was in Philly.
Yeah.
And he caught the Phillies versus the Yankees. But while he was in Fenway, his son Charlie was able to acquire a bat from Mr. J.D. Davis.
Awesome.
He got a bat from J.D. Davis, and he also got a picture with him. There we go. There's Charlie with J.D. Davis. So senior softball games is having a great time, man. Gone to Fenway, he's gone to Citizens Bank, and now he's on his way to what is it? Citi Field in Flushing, as he said. But yeah, that's awesome. That is awesome.
Hey, Eric, did you notice that J.D. Davis uses a Mizuno?
Hey, look at that. Could that be look at that. It's a J.D. Davis bat. Autographed by the man himself.
Autographed, isn't game used, but came off the. It's you got to have one of those on it.
That's pretty damn nice.
It's an official bat.
Nice.
Yeah, this was given to me last year by JD. I told you last night's show. JD and I used to walk around the
when he was a Giant,
Mission Rock area over by China Basin. I live a block from the ballpark, and I have been fortunate to get to see a lot of players, especially the ones who live only a few blocks away, like I do from the ballpark, and they walk to work.
Yeah, there you go.
He said, "There's J.D. Davis." So I kind of had a love affair with J.D. was such a great, I feel bad for the good guys who end up getting, shuffled around.
It happens in the sport. Yeah.
There's my weapon of choice.
There you go.
Davis. That's a great picture, by the way. Good luck today. Have fun at the ballpark there, senior. And as senior, is he going to be sticking with us on the ride over? Hope so.
I think so. Yeah, I'm guessing subway. You taking a subway? Yeah, he's probably on.
Maybe he's underground. He'll lose us time to time, right?
Yeah, that's
if he goes underground.
Yeah, no problem. It's awesome that he checked in. Let's see. Ooh, are you kidding me? Brian Dela Cruz to the Pirates, reporting from Rob C. We're waiting for the tweet to come across. What is that? He's a Marlin, right? He was a Marlin. Dela Cruz?
Yeah.
Pirates are buying, man. Pirates are buying.
This day makes no sense.
Think about it though. The Pirates are doing okay. They got a good young team, man. They're trying to go for that wild card. That's pretty awesome. John Heyman. Okay, let me find John Heyman. I haven't seen anything from Jeff Passan on it. One momento. Let's see what he has here. Yep, that's all he has. There he goes. Let's do this.
And now there's rumor Pirates and Yandy Diaz. Wouldn't that be something?
A Giant Sports Talk live trade deadline alert.
There you go.
Done.
From John Heyman
Done.
saying Brian De La Cruz goes to the Pirates. Man, Miami is having a fire sale, man. They ain't not messing around. They are trading anything that is not nailed down. Holy crap.
Fire Farhan now says Central going to be tough.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. You still got the Reds that are in there. You got the Cubs who are still hanging around. You got, of course, the Brewers who are leading the division, and you got the Pirates. Man, they're doing something. They've got a young team. They could go out there and do something. This might not be the most optimum time for the Pirates, but hey, you know what? They're showing that they're doing something. Let's see, where are they at right now? Pittsburgh. They're 54-52. They're only 2 games out of the last wild card. That's the team just above the Giants. So look at that. They're doing it. They're doing it. You can't blame them. I mean, they're above 500 at least. Giants still got what, 3 or what are they? Still 3 games? 2 games under 500. 4 games back from the 3rd wild card. You got the Pirates, the Cardinals ahead of them, and the D-backs ahead of them for that 3rd wild card position.
You know, there's an air of optimism. There's an air of optimism on trade deadline, isn't there, for all of the teams and the players, though, Eric? You know, when you're suiting up, heading to the ballpark on a game day that is trade deadline day, and you're thinking, you know, there's rumors out there, I might be dealt. How do you feel when you get called into the office and then you know something's up? And they go, yeah, we've just dealt you to the Miami Marlins. Do you go, oh, my gosh, my world has just crumbled?
Yep. Oh, here we go. Hold on. Let me hit this.
Am I going to the Yankees? Nope. Red Sox? Nope. We're sending you to Miami. It's like you've been it's like a prison sentence.
I know.
And now, D-Shot with another Giant Sports Talk live commentary.
So the Giants are kind of selling, not really buying. They're not buying. So what direction are they going? That's a good question.
I've asked that since noon.
Yeah.
No idea.
I don't know.
Again, how many times have people in our chat the last 24 hours, you know, we haven't been on 24 hours, but you and I were on last night with the pre-show. We're on today. We're going to be back on tonight for 3 hours after Giants with Giants Live, the Giant Sports Talk Live program on the post game. And I've asked you, Eric, does Farhan know which direction they're going? Maybe it depends on who he gets. He's like, I'm not buying, I'm not selling, but let's see what comes in.
Maybe that could be happening, because honestly, I don't want him to just get anyone for the sake of getting someone. You got to get someone in return for depending on who you're getting.
Listen, what do we know, Eric? It's tough when you're just doing a show like this or you're a fan. You know, a lot of things go on behind the scenes. And I mean, I played Little League Baseball, so I'm no expert in what's going on as far as trades and Major League Baseball front offices, just because I did that. But we'll see tonight how it's going to be I'm really looking forward to the post-game show tonight when we dive in and we know on paper who we've got, who we've dealt, and what our second half or technically the run looks like.
Yeah,
or if we're just done.
Or yeah. I mean, a lot of questions. Well, are they going to be answered at the end of the trade deadline? Maybe, maybe not. I guess we'll find out. I mean, we only got, my gosh, we're about 40 minutes away from the end of the trade deadline. Which
the official MLB app says 41 minutes, and they locked the door.
And then they locked the door. It closes again 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. What's going to happen?
You know, I don't mean to like play favorites here or anything, but Fire Farhan has been bringing red hot takes all day. And he says Farhan has dug such a deep hole, he ain't escaping it.
Man, you never know, though.
I don't know.
Think about it. At the end of last year, I really thought the end of last year that Farhan was going to be shown the door. Yeah. But instead, it was just Kapler. Both should have gone. That's my opinion. They both should have gone.
We've got the greatest chat in baseball talk. Addie says, and he's 19 years old, right? I believe he's still in school. Farhan is that teacher that says it won't be on the test, and then puts it on the test anyways. Because I think you came up with a term. that I'm not going to say it, Eric. I'm not jumping across that firing line. But what did you say Farhan was last night? Began with
a
an
liar. He's a liar.
He's
I have no. I mean, just because of what he said. I mean, think about it. I mean, he is a liar, and that's what I don't like about it. Is it a little bit harsh? Yeah, sure, it might be. But sometimes you need some harshness to get some change going on here. Oh, Ibrahim
I love that. Tonight, I'm going out. No offense, Ibrahim. I'm going out right now. My red hot take of the day. Farhan is that teacher that says it won't be on the test and puts it on the test, and vice versa. Vice versa, right?
Right.
So good call, Addy. We love having you a part of this team. Don't forget, like our show if you do. Subscribe to our show. We'll keep you notified when we'll go on. You never know when we're going to be on the air.
You never know.
Do a 3-hour post game every night. We've got special shows like this. We're going to do weekend shows, Christmas Eve special. We're going to have guests coming on all the time, and we're going to be giving away prizes.
Hey, Rob, shut your mouth, man. Don't give that guy any ideas. Shut your mouth. I ain't doing no 24-hour show, man. Oh, my God.
You and I should do that as a fundraiser.
Oh my
Keep Glenn
God,
and Eric
dude.
on the air for another hour. We give it all to charity. Hey, you know what?
My
It'd
gosh.
be great to some of the local efforts to raise money for I don't know, you have more background. We heard our buddy Vince was telling us that another organization was doing a fundraiser. They're selling squares and stuff. You and I should do one. We just go on the air until we can't go in. One of us drops out, and then
until we drop out.
Remains. We used to do that in radio called the Radiothon.
For some great content.
We did the Radiothon, Eric. And how it worked was everybody would sign up in advance, or I guess they could jump in, but we'd like to get people in advance, and they say, all right, I'll give $10 for every hour that Eric and Glenn stay on the air.
Oh, dear
And then
God.
Eric says, I can't do this anymore. He's like the emoji with Kermit. He goes, I'm done. Or did you ever see? I can picture Eric is like, do you ever drive by the used car shop and they got the balloon?
Yeah, the inflatable with the arms going. Yep. What's up, 90 feet? Good to see you in the chat, man. Let me get into Ibrahim.
We're doing a fundraiser real soon.
Let me get into Ibrahim here. He goes, just speculation, but I think Farhan has been told he's keeping his job.
You think so?
Otherwise, why or what does he gain by selling Soler and Cobb? If ownership forced his hand, he just refused if he's feeling the heat.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Another good take.
See, this is what I like about this because, we're just, look, are we in the know? Absolutely not. But we could just have our own opinions and think about what may be happening and just kind of take, recent history. What direction does it normally point to by watching what Farhan does? Yeah, absolutely.
True.
Farhan has made 0 moves. No, he made 1 move today, Fossey. He traded Alex Cobb to the Cleveland Guardians. In return, the Giants got a 19-year-old left-handed pitcher. So that is the latest as far as Giants is concerned. All right, what else do we got? Let me check Twitter real quick, see if there's anything new going on. Boom, boom,
hey,
boom,
90 feet.
Nothing
90 feet drops by to say.
Yep.
Farhan made a big goose egg, has made 0 moves today.
Oh, he made that one.
Time is running out. Yes, okay, sorry. But, okay, he brought that take. He hasn't made any moves today. And it's 34 minutes left. I keep saying that. I'm like those Giants fans who say, well, he'll get hot. He'll hit in the summer. We're running out of time here, Eric. We are.
I like cryptic speculations. Ownership dictated selling. I kind of said that. Putulia is making the moves. That's possible. Thank you, 90 feet. Yes, hit that like, hit that subscribe. You always know when we go on, guys. And we'll be on often. Yeah. We will be on often. So if you don't want to miss an episode, make sure you subscribe.
And it won't necessarily be premeditated. We'll just pop in. Hey, here's a preview show.
Let's just go on. Yeah. Yes, Fossey, 34 minutes. Actually, we'll say now 35 minutes to go. That's it, man. 35 minutes to go. Does Farhan do a last-minute move? It's not going to be a buy. I don't think it's going to be a buy.
The one thing that has disappointed me in the last 24 hours?
What's up?
You and I have a dear friend, Shardall. I know where he's at.
Oh,
I rolled up the red carpet. I said, Shardall, come on the show. I know where Shardall's at. He's not showing us the love today, Eric. So you know what?
Come on, Shardall.
Come on, Shardall, if you're out there, get over here and come on the show with us. And Shardall would be like, okay.
He would. Yeah.
A Giant Sports Talk live trade deadline alert.
Alert.
Here we go from
What
Jeff
city are we
Passan.
going to?
Jeff Passan, according to ESPN, Pittsburgh Pirates are finalizing a deal to acquire super utility man Isaiah Kiner Falefa from the Toronto Blue Jays.
Another situation with the mighty have fallen. Boy, I thought he was going to be a part of the Yankees' future, and then he goes to Toronto, and now he's
going to the Pirates. Have made two moves.
I'll tell you what, Eric. I'm going to get on the phone. Now they got
a super utility man.
I'll get on the phone.
Pirates are making moves, guys.
We're going to get Dave on the air.
Yeah.
Find out if Dave's got any more news on that one. We'll get our buddy Dave.
Not a lot of buying news for the Jays, a lot of selling news for the Jays. Again, the Blue Jays, the Marlins, and the Giants have been the big sellers in this trade deadline up to this point. Wow. Yeah. Paul Skeens is saving the Pirates.
You know what? That is so true. Amazing. It's funny that one player, you can build around a player.
Yes.
You can build. Paul Skeens is the face. Stays healthy.
No doubt about it. Boy, that guy, man, if he gets into the postseason, whoo.
Now, not if he says, can they trade Estrada?
But he's on the IL right now. He's not going to be of any value. I mean, they could.
You'd have to give him away. You basically eat his salad. Please take him.
Unbelievable. Let's see. Ibrahim says he's missing out. The vibes here are immaculate. I know what he's talking about.
Thanks, Ibrahim.
You know what he's talking about. You know what he's talking about, right? He's talking about Mr. Farhan Zaidi.
Yeah.
It's kind of going down the path that we thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Kind of figured. But then again, he did sell some guys, so I'm not going to be that hard. He has gotten rid of a couple of guys.
Wait a second. Are you talking about the post from Abraham?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was talking about our buddy Shardall.
Oh, no. He's talking about Farhan.
I don't know.
He's talking Farhan. What's up, Cameron, man? He's joining us from Twitter. Much appreciated. It's good to see you, Tyson, or Cameron. You're going to have to come in when you get a chance. I know you're probably busy. I know he has a newborn that he's taking care of. Yeah, awesome.
If anybody wants to come on the show, we're going to have our phone line in the studio set up in a couple of days where you can just dial straight through. If you don't like to be seen on TV, you don't want to, the hassle of trying to copy and paste and come on in, you can dial direct in. I can't wait for that. Just pop.
That's going to be cool.
You're live on the air, just like the KMBR studios, but we take it to a different level. You can come on live on screen with us. And you can do it now. If you want the link, just post up. Say, I'll come on the show. I've got a hot take. We'll bring you in. Love having them. You know what, Eric? We can do this all day and let them have their say as well. You and I got to talk, and I got no problem talking for 3 hours. Let's get the folks in there. Hey, Cameron,
Glenn is getting some love. Glenn has the perfect radio voice.
Oh, did you see? Shardall has already paid his $4.99. We lost him.
Oh, yeah. Hey, that's fine. If that's what he wants to do.
Oh, no, Shardall.
Hey, that's his own prerogative. Hey, anyone wants to do that, go for it. I mean, you want to do that? By all means, go for it.
Hey, Eric.
Yeah.
We're not charging anybody anything.
No, we are not. No, we are not.
Yeah. Love to get him on the show. You know what? He'd be all in, wouldn't he? I like the guy. He gets a bad rap, but I you know what? I don't stand for that.
Yeah.
He's a good fella.
Yeah, he is. Good guy.
He was Abraham. I was talking about Shardall. I knew it. He said the vibes are, the vibes are, he's missing out, Eric.
Oh.
The vibes are good. Where? on Giant Sports Talk Live.
There you go. Okay, got it. Wait, what did I just see here?
Hey, Will B. You know what? There's a guy, Will B. He says, I'm a Chardal fan as well. Chardal has actually gone to bat for the guy. Other guys on some of the other shows are quick to criticize. I didn't like that, but anyway.
Need to see Chardal in a will be production. I know exactly what he's talking about.
Oh,
the good old Suno AI. That's funny stuff. That's some funny stuff. You're giving now you got the wheels turning for Will. You'll be at it.
The juices are flowing. The juices are flowing. So coming up tonight, if you're going to be at Oracle, let me know in the post if you're going to be at Oracle. I'll be at the ballpark. I want to meet any of you guys who are going to be stopping by. A few said last night they're going to look at joining me down in the, of all places, the kid zone down by the Coke bottle. But I'll be in Wilmer Flores jersey when tonight the San Francisco Giants take the field with their Cross Bay rivals.
Mm-hmm.
The Oakland A's, the Giants at 53 and 55 enter the game tonight with Robbie Ray entering the second start of the year. 1-0, 1.80 ERA had that game we spoke of earlier in the show, Eric, where he hit a couple of batters, walked 3 batters. I tuned in and the bases were loaded. The Dodgers were in and John Miller says, I can't believe he hasn't given up a hit. Impossible.
It was incredible. It was incredible.
Yeah,
I did not see that coming. You know what? And I said that, when I was on NorCal, I said, don't hang your hat on Ray because coming off of Tommy John, man, normally you don't come back and your secondary stuff isn't sharp. But boy, he proved me wrong in LA. Well, the first inning, I was right. I was right for 1 inning of 1 game. There you go.
JP Sears, by the way, is a left-handed pitcher. He's 7-8, goes for Oakland tonight. Ray 1-0. Brief. We've only seen him briefly. But I will tell you this, not only do you have that great outing in Los Angeles, so certainly he was thrown to the Wolves right away and against a top contributor, the LA Dodgers in this Western Division, but if you look at the numbers, Ray's minor league stats from his rehab, they were great. So you know what? I'm going to hang my hat on Robbie Ray in the second half. If they don't move Snell, there's nothing wrong with our pitching staff.
Yep.
Tonight, JP Sears, Robbie Ray, Battle of Left-Handers at Oracle Park. Game time, 6:45. I'll be there. You want to meet with me at the park? Let me know. I'll catch up with you, have a refreshment, a hot dog, and we'll watch some baseball. And you and I, Eric, will be on the air for our 3-hour post-game tonight following a Giants win. How about that?
Cameron in here in YouTube now. Hey, appreciate that, Cameron. Says it's 1 game. It could be right. He's saying I could be right about Ray. Yeah, that is true. It's 1 game. We'll see what happens. Like I said, when you come off Tommy John, it's not always easy when you come back. It's not. But again, maybe he proves me wrong. Maybe not. We'll see. But
Addie says the only thing I'd fear is arm fatigue with Ray. The only thing I'd fear is arm fatigue with Ray. Eric, we're into August.
Mm-hmm.
If he's going to fatigue, it'll be late next month. I can't see that being an issue.
And you got to remember, he's been rehabbing this whole time, so he hasn't been pitching competitively the whole season.
This wasn't like Snell.
He's kind of fresh. He's fresh.
Yeah, this wasn't Snell. Like Snell's barely been rushed
too. Yeah,
I thought Snell was rushed though out of the game. He didn't have the spring training. He was back. He only had a couple of rehab starts, and they brought him up, and that wasn't going well. He was hurt. Then what did he? If you rush him, he got hurt. He's down in the minors. Has to do it again. He's looking great now. But
he's looking fantastic.
I think it's a different bag of potatoes when it comes to Robbie Ray. They brought him back right, and they were trying to bring back Cobb right, to be honest.
Yeah,
but thank God he's gone.
Yeah, now we don't have to worry about it. Again, what a waste of $10 million when he did not even pitch you 1 game.
Eric, I'll take a look at the other games coming up tonight as you prepare to give us a recap of what the Giants have done last night and tonight as far as the trades. So I mentioned that the Giants are playing Oakland tonight.
Yep.
Cleveland, in an early start, has defeated Detroit 5-0. So they pick up the shutout. Other games tonight of note. The Blue Jays, late afternoon, playing Baltimore. Bassett versus Burns. Nice pitching matchup there. Blue Jays, we don't know if they got enough pitchers to even field a team there. They've been trading like crazy.
I know.
Yankees and Philly. That's going to be a good matchup. Miami and Tampa. If you're a Mariner fan, they're looking good at trade day. with the Boston Red Sox hosting them tonight. Mariners in Boston. We got Minnesota and the Mets. We were happy to have a guest on covering the Mets and Yankees earlier. Tom
Yes.
Durgeon. He did a great take. Give us the update from New York City. Cubs, Cincy, Texas. Our old pal Bruce Bochy sending Max Scherzer to the hill against St. Louis.
And they picked up a reliever, by the way. They picked up a reliever.
KC White Sox, Pittsburgh at Houston, Atlanta, Milwaukee, and Colorado with the Angels. And one of the things I'm noting here when I read every team that I read on this list, or at least every series, you notice the trend is every series, Pittsburgh at Houston, there were deals. Atlanta, Milwaukee, there were deals. Everybody's been making a lot of deals, Eric. This has been a very busy past 24 hours. And in fact, it kind of started late last week. So what do you got after a couple of quick comments from the world of the San Francisco Giants heading into the final 24 minutes? What are we going to take a look at as far as trades?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I guess who are the biggest names right now that could be traded by the San Francisco Giants? I think Yaz, Conforto, Doval should be out there. I don't know why we're not seeing anything with Doval. And then, of course, the biggest, the elephant in the room is what are they going to do with Blake Snell? The way it looks like they're going to be keeping Blake Snell. Back to what Snell, remember, he made some very public comments, what was it, about 3 weeks ago, talking about being rushed back. Who knows where that relationship stands? That's a good point there.
That's true.
That's a good point. There's a lot of PR going, oh, he loves the city. He just loves. Of course, look, come on. I think Rodon said the same thing. Come on. That doesn't hold any weight for me because you don't know what is being said in public and what is being said behind closed doors. Totally different things. What's this say? More trades coming this way. Whoa. Uh-oh.
What's it going to be? We're going to be hit hard? Some hard hitters coming?
I don't know. It sounds like Craig Mish is saying something about that.
Jeez, let the floodgates open at the end of the. We're going to be here till.
Yeah, we might. We're going to have to be. This is going to be interesting. Goodness gracious. Hold on.
I'm monitoring MLB right now. There's not a whole lot being said on the MLB network other than what's already gone down.
27 seconds ago, another Marlins trade impending.
Jeez, so, who they got left?
And that was 33 seconds ago. So let's see what happens here, guys.
When we say Eric's on the ball, wow, 33 seconds ago, this just in. Good call, Eric. Good call.
Let's see what happens. We'll keep an eye on it. You guys in the chat, make sure you guys keep an eye on whatever you're watching, and we'll break it as soon as possible.
Well, Eric's got expanded coverage on this special day.
Yeah, how about that? Yesterday, of course, San Francisco Giants traded Jorge Soler and Luke Jackson to the Atlanta Braves. They go back to the Braves.
Cameron Tyson, before you go, Cameron, you are so right.
Yeah, that's what you said. Exactly. And that's another thing. San Diego Padres ain't messing around, man. They got a legitimate closer.
Duvall could land you a major haul. Did you see what the Marlins got for Scott?
Here, let's take a look.
That is you know what? That's another great take from our chat line that Cameron brought that this afternoon. Duvall could get a major haul. Did you see what the Marlins got for Scott? And then Eddie F bounces right in and says, I would have traded Duvall. I'm not a fan of his personality. And then Eddie F says, there's a lot of that talk. There's nobody left.
There's a lot of talk about that, though.
It's true.
About Duvall's mindset. Not exactly. When he goes on a mound, it doesn't look like he's locked in. It looks like he's thinking about other things, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me look up something here.
And he's a nibbler, isn't he? He gets those strikeouts, but he's a nibbler. How many? We've looked at it.
He should be going right at people with the stuff that he has.
Yeah, and he walks a lot. He's his own worst enemy, putting runners on base.
Ooh.
Baltimore could give the Giants 2 legit prospects for Duvall, according to Cameron. You are right. Baltimore is one of those teams. They've got some players still in the minors, still some chips they could put on the table to get. But I don't know if. Do you think Baltimore really wants to give the Giants any prospects for Duvall? Baltimore, I think, is quite content with the pitching staff and the bullpen they have right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
And here's
mentioned it
the thing.
earlier. They have a closer with experience, and he's healthy.
Here's the problem. Again, these are just numbers from 2024 to this year. Tanner Scott has similar games. Look, only a difference of a game.
Yeah.
Similar innings pitched. Win losses, I don't care. Saves about the same. Look at the ERA.
Look at that.
Look at the ERA plus. ERA plus, again, you're taking in consideration the ballpark that they play in. Both, remember, Miami and Oracle Park are similar as far as how the ball flies. I mean, it's not the ball flies, but the dimensions of the
dimensions.
Park. Yeah. The strikeouts are same. K rate, same. The walks are about the same. But the problem is he doesn't allow those runs to score.
Exactly.
Doval, right, when he gets guys on, tends to give up a run or two. That's the difference.
Yeah.
That's the
difference. As far as their performance, gauging them, the games, the innings, spot on.
Yeah, it's all the same. The only difference is the ERA. It's the ERA. Doval gives up runs.
Walks Tanner even, K percent, everything. Look at that.
Yes, that was Doval last year.
K percentage and the walks and the base on ball percentage. Those are a dead heat.
Yep.
Saves. Okay, 2 extra saves. I'd give the nod 2 or 3 extra saves to Doval. You got Tanner pitching in Miami. So I would actually, you could have a couple of less saves. I would give the nod to a pitcher who's trying to close for the Marlins.
Yeah, because he's not allowing, because the most important thing is what? It's you want to make sure that you get no runs across. Yeah, you want to strike out people. Don't get me wrong. I get it. But more importantly, you don't want runs to come across. This is coming from, I don't know who this guy is. Exactly, Gilbert. I just saw that. John Heyman's reporting Huascar Brazoban going to the Mets. Anyone know who he is? Because I don't. Does anyone know who Brazoban is?
Yeah, Mets just got that reliever, an early announcement from Addy, who's following that trade deadline ticker very, very closely. Between
we're approaching
homework assignments.
We're approaching. Let's see, who's that? Oh, is that the reliever? Holy crap!
A 2.93 ERA in 30 innings pitched
with almost a sub-1 whip. That's good.
Yeah, and 34 Ks. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Right on, Abraham. Trade Doval while he has the value.
Yes. Correct.
That's right. I don't think Doval is an ace closer.
The thing is he got the stuff, but it's the stuff between the ears, man.
Isn't he very he just appears flamboyant. And like I said to you, on the air, off the air, I think you got to be a sizzled veteran to start with the cockiness of having a walk-up song and let's turn down the lights. And it was a flashy show. And I'm like, yeah, start doing that and blow 4 or 5 in a row.
Whoa. Hold on.
You got some music coming?
Oh, ho, 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 ho. Hold on.
Eric, a Giants Sports Talk live trade deadline alert.
Jeff Passan for ESPN. Baltimore Orioles are finalizing a deal to acquire outfielder Eloy Jimenez from the Chicago White Sox. Oh, man, look at that. That's a big deal, guys. Big bat. Hopefully he could stay. Hopefully he could stay healthy. He tends to get injured. But holy crap, look at that. Baltimore Orioles get outfielder Eloy Jimenez from the Chicago White Sox. Does this mean Crochet may be on the move as well?
I'd say
maybe.
So.
I don't think Luis Robert is going to be moved. I don't see them moving him. But maybe Crochet, maybe.
Eric, Robert's so young. All the talk about him moving by so many networks. I just, like I said earlier off the top of this show, there's certain players, you just got to keep somebody of some future prominence. And why would you ever trade Louis Robert? Robert's actually been hitting the ball. He was batting about 200. He's pumping up the average a bit.
Yeah.
He's hitting a few bombs. You got Rooker still available. I'm surprised the Anaheim Angels haven't made more moves.
Yeah. That's
I'm really surprised. Of all the teams, Anaheim I thought you're still, Trout, you're on the, he's long in the tooth, isn't he? You've lost
forget about Trout.
Shohei. You've
He
got
might be
guys who are
done,
getting
man.
up there who really aren't going to be part of this organization. If there's any organization I thought could rebuild and get some good, youth, you got guys who are in the Angels lineup every day. I think that guys would go after, and not just Pilar. There are other good, somewhat young guys. I think that they could do a complete rebuild.
I want to know who Baltimore gave up to get Eloy. Now, one thing I would do with Jimenez, do not put him out in the outfield. Just have him swing the bat. Make him a DH. Make him a DH. So you don't risk getting him injured.
Haven't Baltimore Orioles done a hell of a job over the last, 3 seasons? They've gone from very, very, very mediocre to a World Series contender.
I'm telling you, and they've made some good moves. They got Zach Eflin from Tampa Bay. They got the closer, Trevor Rogers from Miami. Now they've gotten Eloy Jimenez from the Chicago White Sox, man. Oh, wow.
Eddie F. Is it Eddie F? Yeah, Eddie,
Yes.
if you've been here for a while, but we've been saying for 2 days now. This is only our second show, and we want to thank everybody who tuned in last night and again today for this special edition. We're back tonight after the Giants game for 3 solid hours, but Eddie says that Pilar should have been traded. You and I have said that for 2 days now.
Yeah.
He might have been near the top of my list.
Not like
get him and have him off the bench.
He's a sneaky move. Exactly. Ibrahim talked about San Diego. You got to forget. Yeah, we tend to forget. Remember, San Diego moved really early in the season when they got Arias. They got Arias, and now they got a closer. So the San Diego Padres, I think, one thing that they needed a closer in their bullpen, and they got it.
Let's get back to the Giants again now. If you can bring up the last hot take from Ibrahim. He said at 246, I would have loved doing what San Diego did earlier this year, getting Arias, who you just mentioned, having Jung-Hoo Lee and Arias at the top of the lineup in our park, along with good power hitters like Ramos and Matos and Luciano. But a guy like Arias was available. And Arias, he's a prominent 300 hitter.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
300 plus.
Right.
I thought that was it. Arias this season may have been the biggest missed opportunity.
Giants could have got him because there wasn't a whole lot they didn't have to get up to get him. I
don't understand. You guys in the chat
either.
agree? You don't have to agree with us. You're listening in, but I think Arias, for not only the Giants, but any club. I think San Diego stole him, dropped him into the lineup. You get a 300, 320, 330 or 40 hitter, and you get him for, peanuts, in my opinion. Oh, wouldn't you love to seen him with, we're there, Eric. We're there with Jung-Hoo Lee and Ramos. We're not too far away, but not this season.
Not this season.
And unless we go out and get some quality.
Maybe next, but 2020.
Yeah.
It could happen next year. 2026 for sure. What I want to see is if that kid, Bryce Eldridge, I haven't seen what his numbers have been doing in high A because I know he moved up there not too long ago. So he's a guy that is on the radar as far as being a guy that could come up and swing the bat for some power. Yes, AB, I don't get it either, man.
What's that?
Yes, Estrada, Flores. I don't understand how they cannot trade those guys.
Oh, I said to you too, Eric, we're not looking at huge contracts, especially with Flores.
No.
So if he's not dealt, he comes off first day off the injury. He could be DFA'd for all we know.
Yep.
And because they certainly have him, I feel bad for Wilmer. Wilmer's he's not being used off our bench. He's not he's not being utilized at all.
Exactly.
And I keep forgetting the player's name from our very own beloved Giants. They brought up that 28, 29-year-old rookie from the minors when Wilmer was healthy on the bench. That was a slap in the face. And then they cut that first baseman a week ago or 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
I think he got picked up by someone too. I can't remember.
That is again another. That's Eric.
That's what Farhan does, man. That's what Farhan does.
Farhan brings these guys up, plays them, cuts them, brings them, and
gets what he can out of him for a few games, and then off you go. Who's
that guy? Who's that guy that played our outfielder and he let him go to? Now he's with the Chicago Cubs playing every day. You know what I'm talking about? The outfielder.
Tauchman?
Talkman, another
Mike
guy.
Talkman.
Talkman was not. He was a great utility player. But
There you go.
Funny. Isn't
The
it
ghost
funny
of
that
Trenton Brooks.
Yes, Trenton Brooks. Thank you, Trenton.
10 minutes to go, guys.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've got
boy.
11 minutes. Yep, 10 minutes to go. It is 10 before 6 on the East Coast. And we'll find out what's going to happen now with here it is. Cameron Ticey said, yeah, it's
Talkman. Yep.
And,
It's a little bit of a delay when we talk, and by the time they respond, there's like about a 10-second delay somewhere around.
Yeah,
there.
that's all right. That's all right.
I keep refreshing.
A Giants game tonight. Boy, I'm going to need a break and a cold refreshment tonight, Eric, on what is a sunny, beautiful day here in the Bay Area.
Yeah,
I'm going to scoot down. I'm going to skedaddle a block down. Actually, I'm going to take a nap right after the show. then I'm going over to Oracle Park. I'm going to catch the game. If you're going to be there, let me know here in the chat, and I'll see you at the game. We'll hook up. Coming back from the game, you'll be jumping on right away to do the post game. I'll be in, and then I got to do the overnight show at Oldies 96 till 6 a.m. and then stick.
Oh my God, man!
Stick a fork in me.
Holy crap, Glenn! You're going to have to be chugging those Pepsis. You're gonna have to chug the Pepsis.
Abraham says, you got a Pepsi problem?
look at Abraham. Hey, Glenn, you might be able to make a deal with Farhan for those empty Pepsi cans. He'll take the CRV and send you a reliever.
Oh, jeez. Well, at least I'm not smoking. Okay, I've got my vices.
There you go.
Break. He says, "What are you drinking, Eddie? What are you drinking, Glenn?"
That is great, man. He'll take the CRV and send you a reliever.
Yeah.
That's the comment of the day, man. Oh, man, that is great.
8 minutes to go. What was this? Cameron Tyson says, I could tell Glenn was a radio guy.
I wonder how they could tell that, Glenn. I wonder.
I've been in radio how long?
I think about as old as I've been alive.
I've been in radio for 44 years. I've done radio. I'm still on radio.
Crap, man.
It's not about us, Eric. It's about these guys in the. I love reading the chat. You know what? I love reading the chats.
Oh, it's fun, isn't it?
Do you see why I enjoy doing it? It makes it so interactive and easy. If you and I don't have a whole lot, off the top of the head, and you and I don't have any takes,
they're straight to the chat, man. Straight to the chat. That's
what
I love about it.
Addie's first class. Cameron's bringing it lately. Abraham's been in with us most of the show.
Cryptic Trader,
contributing. They're not just sitting by. They're contributing, and we love you guys. I hope these guys will settle in. You can follow us, please like our show. That's all I'll say. Just do it and hit the like, subscribe. And coming
if you
up,
like what you see, hit like. That's all. That's all.
If you don't like us, then what the heck?
If there's something we could do different, hey, we're open to constructive criticism. If there's something that we can do different,
if you want to see us bring on a special guest, tell us. I've got some connections. They're not, more of my connections are in hockey, having been in hockey for 18 years. I'm going to try to get a guy on the show who's an old buddy of mine. Do you remember Matt Stairs, played for the Oakland A's?
Yeah, man. He was like talking to town there for a while.
I'm going to get Matt on the show. Yeah.
Oh, that'll be fun.
I worked in radio in Fredericton, New Brunswick. That was his hometown. And he was living, last I knew, in Maine. Just
nice.
South. We'll see what we can do. We've got the show coming up next week. We hope it's in the books. We want to make sure we get everything lined up, but we're going to have a special one night only feature on signatures for soldiers, because Eric, this really, really lends over to your interest, and that is military history. You've got a little show called the Military History Channel.
Yeah.
These guys are going to talk about raising funds for charity.
For veterans, right?
And the San Francisco Giants, what they do for their organization.
Awesome. There you go.
We're going to get guys on, talk about that.
Yeah,
so it may not be in your face, punching you hard in the gut, baseball talk, but baseball related. And we are going to be YouTube's only all San Francisco Giants home. Ooh.
There you go. Absolutely. Gilbert Gamboa. What's up, Gilbert? It says Garrett Crochet will not. He emphasizes not be traded. Sources tell The Athletic.
So hey, Eric, do you notice something else that's happening today with only 5 minutes left.
5 minutes to go.
5 minutes left in a trade deadline. And I would say that, what, 80%?
Oh,
names,
there it is. There it is.
80% of the players who were going to go aren't, but that may be changing right now. The stats may be changing.
Not a monster move, but it is
A Giants Sports Talk live trade deadline alert.
Eric has a fresh take. What do we got?
Jack Passon reporting. Jack Flaherty. Flaherty.
Jack
to the
Flaherty.
Dodgers. He knew the Dodgers were going to get a starting pitcher.
Yep. The rich
and
get
they
richer.
Got him. There you go.
Yep.
Jack Flaherty. I'll get that right. Flaherty. Jack
There you go.
Flaherty to the Dodgers.
Nicely done.
There we go, guys. So now they got a bullpen arm. Now they got a starting pitcher. They got a bunch of utility guys and Tommy Edman. Yeah. And
short and
Ahmad
sweet.
Rosario. Yeah.
Short and sweet Eddie F. Oh, God. The Dodgers strike again.
Yep. How was his numbers this year, by the way? Let's take a look.
Eddie, did you, while he looks up the stats, Eddie, did you expect anything less on deadline day? The Dodgers, what do they need?
You knew they were.
You
knew they were going to get a starting pitcher. You heard it here first on Giants Sports Talk Live. Ooh,
I love it. Oh, God. The Dodgers strike again. That is so true, but does not come as any surprise. And as Will B says, Flaherty, he's a strikeout machine.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Jack
the
Flaherty,
Giants.
His ERA is 2.95, 133 strikeouts, only 19 walks.
Jesus.
He's got an ERA plus of 144. Wow.
Yeah.
This is going to be good for the Dodgers. Going to be good for the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Wow. Of course. We've got 3 minutes to go, guys. And this is just whatever.
Burrell going to suit up and he'll actually take the DH spot. Yeah, well. Eric, I'll text you when I'm over at Oracle Park tonight. I'm sure you'll be tuned in for Giants baseball. It'd be interesting to see if we've got Luciano in the lineup tonight.
I haven't seen anything come across about that.
I haven't seen the roster for tonight as of yet.
You know why? Because we're waiting for the trade deadline to end.
That's true.
We're down to 3 minutes, guys. 3 minutes. 3 minutes out from the end of the trade deadline.
Well, lethal, I don't know. I think the law of averages, sooner or later, the Dodgers, you know what? You keep going into the playoffs, sooner or later, you got to win. And usually it's the year, I know from my hockey days, usually it's the team gets into the playoffs, you go, they're not going to do nothing. They'll lose. They'll choke.
Oh!
You win again. We got more action, Eric?
Not a big move, but
just bring it up on the screen. Tell me what you got over there.
Let me refresh it. Where is it at? How come I'm not seeing it? 1 second.
So Jack Flaherty is a strikeout machine. He goes to the Dodgers.
Yep.
KMBR and the thanks Farhan, now known as Jake.
Not a big move, but it's a defense.
A Giant Sports Talk live trade deadline alert.
There you go. Dodgers strike again. They get Kevin. So let's see. They've gotten Tommy Edman, Ahmed Rosario, Michael Kopech, Jack Flaherty, and Kevin Kiermaier. So that is going to be their defensive center fielder right there. Padres acquire Martin Perez. That's just coming across.
Who did?
Martin Perez. The Padres.
The Padres.
Or I should say Martin. I think it's Martin Perez, right?
Martin.
Isn't he a pitcher for the Pirates? Right?
Yeah. Well, no, the Padres.
Well, now the Padres.
Yeah.
So we got that going on.
Tanner Banks is a Philadelphia Philly.
Is now a Philly. Man, this is crazy, man.
So Kevin Kiermaier
gets all over the place. We got 1 minute, less than a minute.
Kevin Kiermaier gets a shot.
No, 1 minute. 1 minute.
And with 1 minute left, you're going to see actually, over the next 5, 10, 15 minutes, you're going to see the trades trickle in, though.
No, that's wrong. Oh, yeah, you will.
You're not going to shut it down to 3 and say that's it.
Luis Garcia goes from the Angels to the Red Sox.
Oh, geez, it's coming in. We can't keep up with him, Eric.
Now,
I
the
can't
trade
keep up
deadline
with
is
you.
officially over, but as you said, Glenn, they're going to start trickling in. The
Yeah.
Yankees acquire Iñigo de los Santos.
Wow.
And that's a Miami guy, wasn't it?
Where's Farhan? He's gone to the bathroom?
So
Maybe.
Yankees get, I think, is it De Los Santos? Is it he also a outfielder? He was an outfielder for the Miami Marlins. Stuff flying all over the place, man. All over the place.
It's called Giants Sports Talk Live. Let's talk some Giants baseball.
What can we do? Glenn, the Giants got to do something for us to talk about them right now, right?
You mean we got to talk about Yastrzemski in right field straight through October, first week in October?
Tampa Bay Rays are acquiring Dylan Carlson. Don't know what that one's all about.
Good Lord.
Go back to Jeff Passan. Nothing else there. I'll just keep this up. Things are flying, or trades are flying in fast and furious on Twitter.
The Braves actually were united with Solar, the World Series MVP. They're gonna put their eggs in that basket. The Guardians earlier today, we've talked about it ad nauseum. They got Cobb from the Giants, and other than that, today has been very quiet on the corner of 5th and King.
5th? No.
There's a King, 4th and King, 3rd and King. Sorry, 3rd and King. Well, I'm talking about the other end of the ballpark where his
gotcha. Fair enough.
In fact, his statue's over. I beg your pardon. They're moving the statues around. I can't keep track. And I've been a long day, Eric.
Yeah, it has been.
I'm sorry, 3rd and King.
Real quick, guys, before we get ready to get out of here. Giants have traded in this trade deadline, Jorge Soler, Luke Jackson, and Alex Cobb. What do you guys think?
Okay, time for them to chime in. Give us
Tell us what you think. That's it. That's the only moves from
the
Eric. Let's go Giants.
We're going to get close to wrap. Well, we're going to be on here for a little while longer. I'm ready to go and see what people think. But
yeah, that's what I was going to. Yeah,
throw us up a poll.
Sure.
Good,
are you happy
bad,
with
or ugly?
Yeah. Good. Yep, I like it. Yep.
Addie goes B. Oh, what do we got here? Fire Farhan says F+. I think there shouldn't even be a plus. If you're going F, it should be an F. Oh my God. You know what, Lethal? I was thinking, when you see something in the chat and you go, they read my mind. Lethal comes in with Farhan is curled up in the fetal position, locked in the bathroom. That's exactly what I was thinking. A bad kidney stone. What else you got here? They needed to do more. Sports Guy 89 says they needed to do more. We're going to have a lot of the same faces, Eric.
Yep.
We didn't add anyone of substance. We didn't add to this roster. We opened up a spot for Luciano. That's what we did. And maybe Encarnacion. If I wanted to get a guy on, it would be Encarnacion. Will says they needed to offload Snell.
I don't know if they could have.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of difficulty in trying to get rid of Snell. I really do. I mean, yes, I wanted them to trade Snell, but I just don't think they were able to find a match for what they're looking in return and the unfortunate conditions of Snell's contract. Yeah. I think it made it too difficult. All right, the poll is out there.
And D-Shot says trade deadline. So the Giants used the trade deadline to salary dump. That is fantastic. I can hear the sarcasm from here.
Didn't hesitate with it. I just went A, B, C, and F.
All right.
Let's see what we got so far. Holy crap.
LMNOP. 0 improvement. That's it. Wow. Except the purse strings. That's it.
There was no improvement. I will agree with that, D-Shot. There was 0 improvement. Well,
what was wrong, Eric? They weren't making enough money over at Mission Rock. We could unload those salaries. And
I mean, honestly, let's talk about this real quick. I'm just going to talk about Soler. Cobb was a non-factor because he never pitched. Cobb was a non-factor. Cobb was a non-factor, so I could care less about Cobb. The only thing I'm glad is it freed up a spot to keep Birdsong in the rotation because the guy's been doing it. Yeah. Soler being gone. I like that Soler is gone because now it opens up. Marco Luciano is here.
Aha, I'll be catching some Luciano baseball.
Luciano is with the big club. That is per Alex Pavovich just tweeted it out right now. But again, that's where I was going with this. Thank you, Alex. Timed that perfectly. With Soler being gone, now we get the long look at Luciano and what he could do with the bat. So for me, that is an improvement. Losing Cobb, it's a wash. Luke Jackson, you got someone instead of just DFAing them. But were you able to do something for the club for the future?
Right.
I don't know. But for me, that would be a zero improvement. I think Birdsong's going to be up in the rotation from now on. That's my guess. That's my guess is that Birdsong is going to stay with the rotation. I'm guessing it's going to be Webb, Snell, Ray, Harrison, Birdsong. That is your 5 starters right there.
Can you bring up
Addie's
post? His last one?
There we go. Go for it. Real quick. With those, the only 2 that I'm really worried about is going to be Harrison and Birdsong for the simple fact of the amount of innings pitched. That could play a factor. Ray, we still don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I mean, it's hard to judge by one game, but that one game was absolutely fantastic. So we'll see what happens. All right.
Farhan doesn't have the balls to make a statement.
Maybe the writing's on the wall. Maybe.
Has Farhan made any kind of a statement since he's been here, really? Certainly not on trade day.
No.
Dodgers give up prospects number 8 and 22 for Flaherty. Well, when you are rich in a minor league system, you can do that.
You can do that. And is 8 and 22 really going to be detrimental to your club? No.
Yeah. A wealth of riches in the minors. They may be down in the minors, but guess what? You can use those guys to such an advantage.
Yep. So talk to me, chat. I mean, do you think it was that much of a hurdle to jump to try to get rid of Snell? Or you think it should have been easy to get rid of Snell? I don't know, man. I don't know. But the trade deadline has closed. There's no more trades to be done. Giants, only move they made today was trading Alex Cobb right at the beginning of our show. As we were doing the intro, that news had dropped where the Giants had traded Alex Cobb to the Cleveland Guardians. We'll see what he could do. The Cleveland Guardians are going to go somewhere. So he'll probably see some postseason work because they're definitely getting into playoffs.
It's heating up over in the Bay Area. You know that? It's heating up.
Yeah.
Man, it's getting warm over here again. It's probably warm over there in Galt, too.
Yeah, it's a little bit warm. I'm not sure exactly.
Things didn't heat up on the trade wire for the Jays today, or the Giants today, did it? Gilbert says Baltimore has the payroll and the flexibility. He says that says more about Baltimore ownership than the Giants. Epic
failure. Snell will walk at the end of the season, and that may happen. Could you imagine, D-Shot and the chat in general, if Snell decides to walk in the offseason, how bad is that going to even look? I mean, again, it's going to be a repeat of what Farhan did with Rodon in 22 and Cobb in 23.
Yeah.
You look at that. If you traded Cobb last year, you could have got back something from him last year. Except you wait 1 year extra and you hardly get anything. You get a 19-year-old left-handed pitcher. You could have.
So what does he do this year? What does he do this year? Finishes off our season and walks.
Could you imagine? He may. You got to remember, who is Blake Snell's player agent?
You know what the Red Hot Chili Peppers say? Give it away now.
Yeah. Yay. There you go. Some Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Giving them away. Wait.
Yeah, nobody signed Snell this year, but they may next year. Maybe.
Oh, I am shocked.
Well, the Yankees
Especially
did
if you
offer
worked
them a
out a
contract.
deal, to eat some of that money, you don't think a Dodgers, a Yankees, a
Is
Boston,
that coming
somebody
across?
somebody
on.
could have used that arm in the second half, Eric?
Are you serious, Deshaun? Is that what's coming across? Where are you hearing that from? So I can look.
What
Oh,
is
yeah,
that?
there it is. Giants acquire Mark Canha. Mark Canha.
Am I supposed to have one of those New Year's horns and go,
Diamondbacks acquire Dylan Floro, fortifying their bullpen.
Mark Canha?
Mark Canha.
That's as good as it got for me today.
That's as good as it. So the Giants bought, guys. Woo!
Wait a sec.
Giants bought, man. They added the player in the future.
Eric's being silly.
Canha.
Eric's gone silly. So who do we give up for Canha, or is it too early to speculate on
A
that?
bag of peanuts. I don't know, man.
Hey.
Him and Matt Chapman, they played together in Oakland.
Hey, you don't know who they gave up. Was there Yazgan? I'm not going to jump and say
The
anything
Reds
bad about it
traded
yet.
Slater to the Orioles.
So Slater is an Oriole?
Oh my God. Are you serious? Austin Slater, the forever Giant, is going to the Baltimore Orioles. Unbelievable. He might win a ring with the Baltimore Orioles, man.
I will get, Eric, we laugh. I will give you one thing.
No way.
He's great. He's a great pinch hitter.
He hasn't been in the last 2 years.
But he won't do anything else.
Yeah, true. That's true.
That's a shocker. It's a head scratcher. Head scratch. Slater. There's one of those situations where you think, oh, this guy's got one foot out of baseball.
This is AJ Pollock, part 2, man.
But if Slater,
but the difference is the Giants aren't the first place team in the wild card. Yeah. So that's a difference.
If Slater goes to the World Series and wins a ring, I give up. I just give up. And then what does that say?
Shutting it down, man.
What are the fans going to say about Farhan if the guy goes and wins a ring? And then they'll be like,
Canha,
you shouldn't have given him away.
How are you going to explain Mark Canha?
I don't know, buddy. It'll be all home week for him. He was in Oakland A. We got Oakland in town tonight, 6:45. Don't all rush out and get your tickets at once.
Mark Canha. You trade Soler.
Will B says, dude's as old as my brother.
Yeah, he's 35 years old, by the way.
Oh, my goodness.
Why didn't they get Pilar instead? If you're going to go...
Maybe I hear a lot of talk around the league. Teams like his bat off the bench, Eric.
Oh, that's right. Eddie makes a good case. That means Matos is staying in AAA. Yeah,
Canha's almost been around as long as the start of Glenn's radio career. He's not an old fart like me. Come on. He's not that old.
That's actually pretty funny, though.
We can't use this one on the air, but Cryptic made a good comment. Thank you, Cryptic, for that. He's to the point. I give up.
Yes, we are.
We're screwed.
Unbelievable. Seriously, why not just not get nobody?
Mark Canha. And you say you don't know who they dealt yet,
right? They gave up Eric Silva. That's what they're saying.
That's it. Oh, that's it. There's nothing else. Mark Canha. Oh, Jesus.
This is so weird, man. This has been really weird. Austin Slater goes to the Baltimore Orioles.
These players that we continually pick up, Eric, it's old and boring now, isn't it?
Yep.
It's getting old. Bring up Luciano while he's up. Luciano's already up.
Luciano, yeah, that's what Alex Pavlovich just tweeted. He tweeted out.
Bring up Encarnacion. I've been saying that for 2 weeks now.
Yep.
I've been saying that since the All-Star break or a week before. I've been excited.
Why get Canha when you got Encarnacion, who's 26 years old, who probably may be able to do something, instead of going to get what? What's the purpose of Mark Canha? In non-trade news coming from Alex Pavlovich, it says in non-trade news, Blake Snell is back along with Marco Luciano.
Right on there, D-Shot.
Blake Snell back up with the big club.
D-Shot, bringing it home right there.
Yep, is a middle finger to the team and the fans. It's AJ Pollock all over again, guys. That's exactly what it does. Like I said, but the only thing is, it's the Giants are not in first place in the wild card. Okay, they're out of the wild card picture as we're talking right now. But the player that you obtain is exactly the same type of player that you did last year in getting AJ Pollock. It makes no sense on why you would do that. Mark Canha. Mark Canha. Yes, we got rid of Soler. We got rid of Soler. We got rid of Cobb. We got rid of Luke Jackson. Those are additions by subtraction. I got no issue with that. But to go out there and say we're going to get Mark Canha?
Jeez. Remember I said to you earlier today, Eric, about players who are heading into the locker room now and they get the nudge on the tap on the shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
DM wants to see you. Where am I going? Miami. Can you imagine Canha today? Where am I heading? The Bay Area. He's like, back to Oakland? No, you're going to San Francisco. He must be like, oh, crap.
I agree, Cryptic. I said the same thing. I would accept the Giants doing nothing than get Mark Canha. What is that? Let's take a look. You guys want to see what Mark Canha is doing? Let's take a gander. I know he's a platoon guy.
Yeah, well, I've got the do you want the Mark Canha statistics?
That's what I'm doing right now.
I got him right in front of me, Eric.
Oh, yeah, he is a San Francisco Giant.
Did you see his batting average of a whopping 231?
Yep, here we go.
How many
he
runs?
Fits right in, man. He fits right in. Take a look at that.
There you go.
Take a look at that. This year, batting 231.
4 stolen bases. Yeah. He doesn't bring us anything in any even given category. If you said, oh, we picked somebody up, he's batting 200, but he's got 30 stolen bases, I could see it, Eric.
Yep.
His stat line brings nothing to the table.
Let's see what his on base. His on base is 337, so he'll take a walk.
But if he's taking walks, Eric, why is he not score? He's scored 42 runs this year.
I think it's going to be a 35-year-old defensive center fielder? No, that doesn't seem right.
That can't. No. Is he doing another GM a favor, Eric?
Oh, you know who he worked with? His old buddy. Oh, Baltimore Orioles are requiring left-handed reliever Gregory Soto from the Philadelphia Phillies, per Jeff Passan.
So they did get a pitcher in.
They got another bullpen arm.
Yeah.
So Baltimore, they've gotten 2 relievers, a starting pitcher, and an outfielder. Well, 2 outfielders if you include Slater.
You know what it's like when the air...
Pathetic, man.
Eric, you know what it's like when the air comes out of a balloon? I'm so deflated.
That's
3 hours of I was like, okay, half an hour. And Eric's like, 5 minutes, something's going to happen. And then this just in, Mark Canha is a Giant. It just leaves me like I
got no issue with
the fan base.
Sable come up.
It leaves
Sable's
me like
okay.
the fan base. I'm depressed. I'm disappointed. I'm hurt.
Well, here's the deal.
As the fan base, somebody said this is the middle finger to the fan base.
Okay, here's the deal. Let's look at the deals that were done.
Are you going to spin a positive light on this? Because I can't find one.
No, there's no positive in this. Think about this. So the Giants sold Soler, Jackson, and Cobb.
Crap.
Hold on.
More crap.
So they traded those 3 guys. They got Mark Canha. But they held on to Conforto. They held on to Yaz. They held on to Doval. And they held on to Snell.
And what does that make our average? What's our average hitting? 210, 230?
So tell me this. What did the moves that the Giants have made in this trade deadline done anything for the Giants prospects in trying to get into a wild card.
At least I'm having a chuckle. Hey, our last see D-Shot's back in the house. I think he deserves an introduction to that today, Eric.
Yeah, let's do that.
D-Shot's been bringing it. At least he made me smile.
That's a good one.
And now, D-Shot with another Giants Sports Talk live commentary.
And a hot take.
And there you go. Why did it take until the last minute to acquire Mark Canha? Was he driving a hard bargain? Holy crap. Man, that is great.
You know, if you don't laugh, you'll cry, Eric.
But going back to what the Giants are doing, what is the direction? We talked about this in the top of the show. What is the direction of this club right now? Because there is none. I don't see no direction.
Bob Dylan says no direction home. No.
You're not selling guys that are really not. But look, Conforto's going to walk next year. So why didn't you just trade him and get something in return?
Conforto,
right?
Snell.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it just, I don't anonymous. There you go. I love it.
I don't know you know what? Later on, I'll be talking. There'll be a couple of guys from KMBR over at the game. I'll be over there tonight. I'm going to stop by over their press box. I'm going to find out what the other media have to say. All right. Because we're small potato. You know what? KNBR, these guys, they've got, hundreds of thousands of listeners, and their take is so important. I want to see what they say to me tonight behind closed doors. Yeah. But for me, Eric, this is a dark day.
It's dumb.
Day.
It's dumb. There's no direction. Again, you know what this is? This is exactly what the Giants have been under Farhan Zaidi. Under Farhan Zaidi, this is exactly what we have gotten.
Bring up Anonymous.
Already, 1 second.
Or can I do
Going off the rails. Eric with another epic sports take.
Stand by.
This is what I'm talking about, guys. Ever since we've had Farhan, everything has been mid. It's all been middle, 500, whatever you want to call it. That's all it's been under Farhan. Take out the exception of 2021, right? 2021, again, it was a magical year. A lot of things fell into place. Did Farhan make a few moves? He did. Okay, so he played a little bit part, but it was about Posey, it was about Crawford, it was about Belt. You still had some decent players that were playing that time, and you were able to put together a couple of platoons. But this is all it's been ever since we've had Farhan as the GM or president of baseball operations, guys. This is what I'm talking about. This is what makes you so frustrated. He can't pick a direction. You don't stay in the middle, man. You don't stay in the middle. Either you're going to buy or you're going to sell. None of this middle bullshit. I'm tired of it, man. And I don't know if you guys are, but I am. And I don't know if any other Giants fans are feeling the same way, but this is it. You only could take so much. This is just stupid. This is stupid. And you want to go out there and get Mark Canha? You want to Mark Canha? Really? If you're going to buy someone, that's who you're going to get? What? I'd rather see Encarnacion come up than seeing Mark Canha. I'd rather see Matos come up than seeing Mark Canha. This is AJ Pollock of last year. That's unbelievable. I don't understand this, guys. I don't. And I'm tired of it. It's stupid. Again, no direction. Rob C says, doesn't have an identity. Talking about the Giants. Anonymous. Good friend of mine. Love talking to him. Farhan has sealed his fate. Maybe he has. Maybe it's time to move on from this guy. Hopefully there's louder cries from other than just me sitting here on a brand new YouTube channel that's calling for Farhan's ouster. Unbelievable. I don't understand it. And it doesn't make any sense. Am I glad again that Soler and yeah? Am I glad that Soler and Jackson and Cobb are gone? Yes, but damn, man, it does.
Are you okay?
You had other guys that you probably should have moved off of.
Eric, this isn't a Pepsi, by the way. So
Yeah. What is it? A root beer, right? No.
It's a
Oh,
Bud.
okay. Never
It's a-
mind.
it's a
Disregard.
Bud.
Disregard.
Yeah, I said I'm going to let Eric have his rant, have his time. I give you full screen. I just said a dark day, another dark day in Giants history.
Oh, come on. Don't tell me that, Anonymous.
What's
Don't tell me
Anonymous
that.
in with?
He says Mayo was offered as a centerpiece for Snell yesterday. At the time, Farhan was balking at sending some offset. Don't tell me that, Anonymous. Anonymous knows some people.
Does he?
He comes with some really good stuff. And
Eric, do you remember what I told you last night on the show? We were late in last night's show, and I told you we're playing the Oakland A's to start the post-trade era. And what happened last year in this very time of the season? We went into Oakland for the Bay Bridge Series.
And got swept.
We got swept. We went on to lose about 29 of 36, 37, 30. We lost about 80% of our games. And I could see this happening all over. We may have a little bit better pitching, Eric. That's what I would say we'll be able to hold our own a bit.
Yes, the pitching's different than last year.
We did nothing to get better. We did nothing.
So let's see this. It says,
and I want to see Luciano play. I'm glad. But if you think we're jumping up the standings into the wild card on his bat alone, we didn't do. I don't know what to say, Eric. You had your rant. I don't even know. It takes a lot for me to be speechless, Eric. I don't know.
I know. JD Davis is on the move. He's no longer a Yankee. He went to the Rays. He got moved. So long, JD Davis in the Bronx.
Yeah.
AB, I was shared with this yesterday by my friend. Rest of this year's salary was my understanding. Are you kidding me? If that's all the money, the rest of the year's salary, man, it's more than half of the season's already gone. So you probably got less. You probably got what, $12 to $10 million left to pay, and that was it.
Robbie C says JD Davis to the Rays.
Yeah.
Is that done? Okay, good.
Yeah.
I thought at this point I don't know what is the deal and what people are spinning or you're saying that's so it's legit. JD, at least he finds a home, and he's playing in a dome. I like his bat, Eric. I've always liked his bat. Not a bad third baseman either, but I like his bat.
He's okay.
Well, he's no worse than what we had.
Nah.
Are you telling me when we got rid of JD Davis, you thought, oh boy, we're shooting for the moon? JD Davis is no better, no worse than what we had.
I mean, Chapman's better than JD.
I would rather have JD Davis on a major league roster than Yastrzemski. Come on. I don't like Yastrzemski. We got him as a minor league player, and he's turned into this. Oh, he's a
streaky player. He's a streaky player as well. He is a streaky player.
Oh, you know what? I apologize because I'm just fed up.
No, I have not, Anonymous. I keep thinking about it, and I'm trying to figure the damn thing out. You're killing me, man.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, he sent me a riddle. I'm trying to figure this stupid thing out. I've even cheated, Anonymous. I Googled that damn thing, and it comes up with nothing other than what would be good condiments for a damn chicken sandwich. That's all I got, man.
Okay. Jeez Louise.
It's good stuff.
Okay. A chicken sandwich. That sounds good right
now.
Yeah,
he sent out an interesting riddle that I'm trying to figure out.
All right.
Oh my gosh. That is a fireable offense. If that's the case, I think he's talking about what AA is saying about being offered Kobe Mayo for Snell. Bossy says, I won't root for this team until Farhan is gone. That is the last straw for me.
Some interesting takes there, Eric.
Ooh, Adi. We might lose defense, but JD was better with runners and scoring position. He was pretty clutch last year, though, wasn't he? With runners in scoring position, JD Davis was better. That's one thing that Matt Chapman is not good. He is not good for getting a hit with runners in scoring position.
Oh gosh, I have him in my fantasy league, Eric, and boy, every time he comes up in a prime spot, he
Yeah,
may
never comes
he's
through.
he's not batting with a big average. He's got some decent. This is the funny thing. If you look, bring up his stats at some point. Maybe we'll do that on the post game tonight review.
Yeah, we'll do it on the post.
He's got some stolen bases, home runs. His average has jumped a little, but the guy never produced. I'd like to see his stats with runners in his wrist, runners in scoring position. He's as good as a strikeout hitter as anybody with the bases loaded.
AB Chapman is the king of the solo shot. Now, ain't you that?
Eric might have had the quote of the day. What do you think?
Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Unbelievable, man. I just don't get this.
So what's the take? What's the take? What's the angle on Snell? What's the like? Are we making a run now and losing Snell in the offseason? Or have they already come to terms? He says he'll stay. What the hell? Where are we going with Snell?
Know. I don't know.
Snell has the opt-out, and that is the wild card in that whole thing.
That's the wild card, 100%. Because he could make that decision.
That's why he became a player you deal today.
Yes.
You get what you can.
For a team.
Even if it's a bag of peanuts, you got to get rid of him.
For a team who specifically just wants him this year to get that World Series. That's the team you had to find. You had to find a team a la the Baltimore Orioles or the New York Yankees or maybe even, oh, no, I don't think Braves. I think Baltimore and New York had better prospects. But you find those teams and you make that deal just for that year.
Yeah, I don't know. So tonight at Oracle Park will be interesting to see what the fans have to say. There won't be a buzz around the ballpark, that's for sure.
No, there won't be.
Over in Oakland, there'll be some fans over with their, the green shirts and the signs. Have you seen them? Sell. How many signs will I see? Fire Farhan.
Where the heck is it? Hold on, let me find this.
I don't know what to tell you. I'm totally befuddled today, and it's a disappointment more than anything.
Here we go. Can anyone figure this one out? Can anyone figure this riddle out? We're going to be a little bit light here. What do you think, Glenn? Okay. What do you get when you eat a poultry sandwich? This is baseball related. What do you get when you eat a poultry sandwich with your favorite condiment while on Halloween vacation?
Halloween vacation?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you said? I didn't even know there was such a thing as a Halloween vacation.
Yeah.
What do you get
when you
eat a chicken sandwich with your
poultry?
It's a poultry.
Yeah.
Poultry. Okay. On a Halloween vacation.
With your favorite condiment. What do you guys think?
Listen, Eric, we just kept Snell today, didn't deal him. That's just lyrics.
I know, man. I know.
Of my concern today, Eric.
Oh, is that it?
Oh, Jesus. On a lighthearted note.
I don't know. See, the condiment has me. What? How do you know whose favorite? Everyone has a different favorite condiment.
Yeah. What's yours? I like mustard.
Oh, mustard's good. Mayonnaise.
Little mayo.
Hot sauce, man. Yes, condiment.
Yeah, Eric puts that on everything.
Yes, man. He goes G-shot just to guess.
That was a good guess, T-shot. At least you.
But the Halloween, see, how does that fall with the Halloween vacation? This is the last thing we can do before we get ready to sign off because we got another long show. A Farhan-sized dump. Fosse on Halloween? I don't know. See? Now I don't feel so bad. Think, guys, it's easy. Oh my gosh, see? Now he's throwing that out there. A poltergeist.
What was the big deal today? Would you say Orioles getting Jimenez?
Ooh, that was big. San Diego getting a closer. I think that's pretty damn big. I think that's pretty big because, San Diego is a division rival. None of you would ever to play Batman.
The Yankees got Leiter Jr.
Poultry
Everybody
guys.
seemed to. Everybody, at least, even the worst of the worst, got somebody. And we
Oh,
got
don't forget Dodgers. They got Jack.
So the Padres did a little something. The Dodgers
did
a little
a lot.
something.
They
And
did
as
actually
usual,
quite a bit.
You know, the commercial we were running yesterday for the trade deadline show, it said, will we be movers, shakers, or will Farhan do nothing at all?
Well, he didn't do nothing, but he didn't do something.
He didn't help the fan base. He helped the ownership.
Yeah, getting flattery. I can never say it.
Eddie F says, get Dave on. Toronto's a better team. That's true. Baltimore didn't get enough pitching.
Think so?
They might surprise you. They got a lot of bats.
They got Zach Eflin, and they got a couple of bullpen pieces.
Addie's going to be Addie. It's not past your bedtime, pal. We'll be back tonight. We are going to have a fun show. I need a break coming up soon, and then I got to have a quick snack, and I'm heading over to Oracle. I'll be over to Oracle Park in about half an hour. Anybody out there in the chat going to be at the game tonight? Let me know right now.
Flaherty. I'll get it right. Oh no,
Flaherty.
I'm not.
Are you still struggling with Flaherty?
Flaherty. Yeah. You're overthinking. We're overthinking it. See, I'm not feeling so bad now. No one else is getting it.
If Farhan thinks he needs to win now, why get rid of Cobb and Soler in exchange for Canha? Makes no sense.
I agree, AB. It doesn't make sense, man. Glenn just said it. Oh, what did you just say?
What did I say?
Glenn just said it.
I think he's referring to
you said
Flaherty.
The riddle.
Flaherty.
I give up, man. Is it Flaherty? Oh,
he said Glenn to give up?
What'd you say?
What did I say?
I don't have to rewind the damn show now.
He says give up? I'm afraid. Keep it clean now. Jeez. We got
you
kids
said something.
The show.
I
don't know. He goes, not tonight, Glenn. Fosse's not going. See, Fosse's bowed out. I'm not going to see the A's and the Giants. I'm done.
Yeah.
Joe Shasky will be in the. So what do I got to do? Run through the bleachers going, Joe Shasky. Don't underestimate me.
I could see you doing that.
What the hell? It's been there might not be anybody in the bleachers to upset tonight, Eric. And you used to, there were days, Eric, not that many years ago. This is like you're sitting with your grandkids. I remember back in 22 when I would go with my dad to see an A's Giants game. And there'd be green jerseys and there'd be orange and black jerseys. And people cheer for the Giants. People cheer for the A's. And the place was packed because people are coming over from the East Bay for the game. Well, the A's don't have anybody who want to travel more than 60 feet to see the game. And the Giants fans are starting to plummet. It's getting pretty thin. I'll give you an update. I'll get some video for you and some pictures you can share on the show tonight, Eric. I'll get some pictures of the actual, the fan base sitting around me. We'll see how many people are sitting around me and what, first of all, I'll do a take on how many Giant fans are there. Will it be 50-50? Many A's fans coming over. Final Bay Bridge series. Maybe you'll get a good green contingent heading over the bridge.
Yep.
Or is this a sign that people are going to say, I don't need to go and pay $120 to park. I don't need to buy their beer. I don't want to sound like a sourpuss, but
here we got this.
There's nothing here that has inspired me to.
Here you go. Hold on. We got something from Pavlovich. It's a statement from Farhan.
I'm excited. Is this does this get some special juice or are we just
No. Let's bring it up. Here we go. From Alex Pavlovich, Farhan Zaidi said the priority at the deadline was keeping the rotation together. Quoting Zaidi, I feel like we have the best rotation in baseball. When you have starting pitching like that, it can get you on a roll.
You know what?
What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think about that?
We do have some solid pitching, Eric. Top to bottom. If Birds, these guys are young, but we wanted the youth.
Yes, absolutely.
Harrison
and Birdsong have been doing good.
Then you got Snell. You saw that outing on Saturday.
Correct.
And that's old school Snell. If really he's just wrapped up his spring training.
Yeah.
Maybe he brings it. He's dealing second half. If Robbie Ray pitches like we saw on the weekend.
Yeah.
And that leaves us with the the lone question in the mix. What does Logan Webb bring the second half?
Good question. He's got a lot of mileage on an arm, but he seems, well, I don't know. We'll see. His last outing wasn't all the greatest, but
yeah.
No.
I don't know, Eric.
I don't know. I know.
Yeah.
We could kind of recap it tonight. The
priority at deadline was keeping the rotation together. I feel like we have the best rotation in all of baseball. When you have starting pitching like that, it can get you on a roll.
Absolutely.
We shall see. We shall see.
All right. Are we ready to close this down, Glenn? I'm getting tired, man. We've been going 3 hours.
I've been going since yesterday morning, pal.
I know.
You got to go to bed last night, at least.
I know.
So I'll be over at the game tonight. We have got San Francisco Giants hosting the, Oakland Athletics. The 44-64 Oakland A's pay a visit to Oracle. This launches the post-trade deadline as they take on the 53 and 55 Giants, who are pretty close to the 500 mark. That's, commonality. We get there and we're down again. Robbie Ray, he's 1-0. We talked about his great performance, even though he walked a few, hit a few, and a couple of wild pitches, make it exciting. But he had a great game against the Dodgers in the win, 1.80 ERA. If he pitches like that, at least it'll be worth the cost of admission tonight. It won't be a bad night. You know what, Eric? Once I settle down, have a beer, I'll be like, you know what? I'm back at the ballpark, and nothing wrong with this.
Yeah.
23rd, and you've got okay. This is where you put side by side D-Shot's take and Farhan's take.
Yeah, look at that. Giants are ranked 23rd. Yeah, best rotation in baseball. I know.
They used to teach on Sesame Street. One of these things is
you can't use one series to determine that you got the best rotation in baseball. Did they have a good turn against the Dodgers and not all against the Dodgers, but against the Colorado Rockies? Sure.
But it's the worst
team in the National League.
An Eric hot take, because they were the worst team in baseball, Eric, and we're going up against the A's.
If we don't get baseball,
we don't sweep the A's.
Yeah.
We don't sweep the A's now, having done nothing and saying we got the best rotation in baseball. You better go out. Damn well better go out and dominate tonight, dominate tomorrow, take 2.
Oh. And by the way, true to John Heyman form, the trade of J.D. Davis did not happen. It was a mistake, he said. It was a miscommunication, according to John Heyman. So J.D. Davis is not going to Tampa Bay. Staying in New York.
Okay. You know what? At the end of the day, I don't really care right now.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thanks, Eddie. I'm going to have a little nap. I've got cold refreshment. I'm going to be heading over to the Giants game. I'll leave here about 5, only because I want to get there early. I want to see what the fans are saying at the ballpark tonight. I usually linger around. I'm not shy. I say, hey, how you doing? What do you think today? I'll get the feedback, Eric.
That sounds good. Yeah.
We've had some good feedback today. I want to thank everybody in there today. Anonymous. Addy brought it again. D-Shot, you're a friend of the show. Glad to have you. Cryptic Trader. Your buddy. He couldn't stay with us because he went underground. And that's how bad it is for the Giants fans. I had to go underground on his way to a Mets game tonight.
Senior softball game. Yep.
He's gone. He was in for most of the show. Fire Farhan now, formerly known as Jake. He's been in with us all show. Hope you had fun, guys. We had fun getting geared up, getting the trade. We were talking Giants. Never a bad day when you get to talk about your favorite sport, Eric.
Oh, absolutely. Love talking baseball. It gets frustrating. The reason why it's frustrating is because you love the club. You want to see them do better. But yeah, I love talking baseball. And we'll be back at it here, after the Giants versus the A's, probably be on between 9:30, somewhere around there to cover.
Yeah, I'm saying, Eric, you're going to be jumping on around, I'd say 8:30, 8:45. You're going to be going. We're going to do a 3.5 hour show tonight. So join us then. Eric, been a pleasure. I don't know if it will ever end. Quick timeout, quick bathroom break, and we're back with more Giants baseball. The trade deadline 24 has come to an end, and true to form, Farhan nowhere to be found.
Exactly. All right, guys.
Tonight. I look forward to tonight.
We'll see you tonight. Woo! Woo!
You've been watching Giants Sports Talk Live with Eric and Glenn, a Northern Lights Entertainment Broadcasting production.